love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just give me up. Don't stop. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to another Monday Night NasTrucks, coming to you live from New Hampshire. Tonight, joining me in the combox, as always, it is my co-commentator, Tyler Sheaf. Sheaf, mate, welcome back for another Monday night session. This looks to be a cracker on the cards.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to tonight's race. It's a 1 mile track, 150 lapper. Lead boys, you gotta be a little bit of an endurance tonight. Going around in circles, it takes a bit more thinking and, well, just time management tonight. I reckon gonna be the #1 play for tonight.
Yeah, it does look like tyres will be a factor, especially on this oval. It's very flat, so it's not like our standard banked ovals. It is definitely very flat, so we'll see how the drivers go there. Mate, I also have word that we may even get a special guest to jump on in a little bit later on as well. So keep your eyes out for that one. I'm just going to quickly add Joshua Robinson to our list here.
Ooh. A little bit of a gift out from him.
Just make sure that's overridden. Okay, cool. We'll import that now. Okay, so hopefully that all works. All right, so let's get back into the action. So yeah, as we said, it's a very flat circuit tonight. Again, not something we see a lot of, but something that's going to give us 150 laps tonight. So yeah, looking forward to it. As we have Semi in the YouTube chat. Good luck, guys. Have fun. Are you not racing, Semi? Well, you registered to come race, mate.
Yeah. Could be sad to not see him Sammy in. He might be just saying hello to us.
Yeah, he might be
We'll see what
Tyrone
happens.
Walsh,
Anyway.
welcome on in. Appreciate you boys out there in the YouTube land, and also got my lovely wife out in Kickland doing the things. Dougie Gowns. Oh, actually, Dougie Gowns is in the green room. Let's bring in Dougie because he's clearly not racing. So let's bring him in and have a chat with Dougie. Hello, Mr. Gowns. Good evening, sir. How are you, buddy?
Evening, guys. How are we?
Good, thanks. Yourself?
You looking forward to some oval action tonight?
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Absolutely, mate.
Looks like there's a pretty good crowd out there.
Yeah, what's that? 25. We take out
25.
Matty Keane and Jace Holsworth because we know Jace is still out with no screen. So
And
that
Matty's
puts
always lucky to complete one lap.
Matty Keane. No, he's race direction, mate. He's never racing.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about all the other ones he races in. No, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. So where are we at tonight? New Hampshire, I believe.
Yeah, New Hampshire, very flat.
Oh, okay. Do you mind sharing your screen and I'll have a look. I haven't
It's already
got the
there,
track.
mate. It's
Yeah, it's already up.
there. Already in the Discord, buddy.
Oh, there it is.
So,
I was looking at something else.
so we got special guest Dougie Gowans in the box. Not the one we thought we were going to get, but we may get another one later on. So
I won't bore you for too long, guys. I know you've got an important call coming up, so I just thought I'd pop in and say hello and check out how proceedings are going.
yeah, no, everything's looking really good out there. I mean, we're looking at times that are ridiculously close. Like where every truck is now within a second. This stuff
really?
is crazy yet.
What,
So you
out
got
of 24?
Yep.
all the way to
Ooh,
23rd spot, yep. So
Wow.
Pete Jones leads away with 30.03. And
Yep.
then right down for Daniel Fritz back in 2030 is 30.82.
He's only just brought, I can tell you right now, he brought the track about 3.5 minutes ago. So at this stage, he doesn't know what he's doing, but being Fritzy, I'm sure he'll cotton on pretty quick.
He definitely
Yeah,
will.
I don't think he'll struggle tonight, but it's interesting to see that we've got one of each fixed and open on the front row so far, and only separated by 0.03. So if you need any inkling to jump in and race, this is the thing. Hey, Sammy, you didn't need to get the paint done. I was just saying, like, if you can get it done, so we can identify on stream. As you can see, it looks like the number 4, Timo, doesn't have his banners on either. I'll have to get onto Mr. Blundell and be like, hey, Mark Cochran, this is New Hampshire. It is 1 mile, 150 laps of the New Hampshire circuit. And I am joined by Dougie Gowans and Tyler Sheaf, so...
So what do you guys think tonight in regards to pack racing? Do you think this circuit lends itself to pack racing, or are they going to spread out, or...?
I think we're going to see a lot of bunch up. I think once the start everything's moving, I think we'll see a lot of the guys close knit. Tyler and I saw it last week, didn't we, mate? We saw, even on the road circuit, it was a bit different, but we did see kind of packs form. So,
Okay. Looks like a bit of a nice little concrete jungle there.
No, he's definitely not wrong about that. It's these cars obviously, when everyone 0.8 seconds the difference, you should be able to hold onto a toe and keep up to the back of the pack, which is obviously a good thing to see. We will say about last week's result as well. So the top 5 cars were Dylan Gray, Josh Robertson, Glenn Wilkinson, Connor Nixon, and Scott Rankin. Unfortunately, I don't think I've seen Connor Nixon in at the moment, but the rest of the boys have returned for tonight, which is good to see.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Return drivers is always fantastic.
So who's your money on tonight, lads? Who do you think's going to be a dark horse? Is there going to be a dark horse out there, or is there someone that's standing out in the series for you at this stage?
Well, I mean, Dylan Gray, I mean, he's a good on-road driver. So, again, trying to get his head around these ovals is definitely something different. I think Kyle Ridley might have something to prove this week. He had a bit of a shocker last week, so I think he might have something to kind of do. And Pete Jones is back in the series as well after a bit of a hiatus. So I think, again, we see Pete on top of the list. Kyle Ridley back there in P2 behind Bevan Moyes. But I don't know. I think they're probably my 2 tonight that I'd be looking at is Pete Jones and Kyle Ridley.
Okay.
Yeah, Mark
I'm
Cochran just saying I
definitely
need some good
looking
tyre management.
Yeah, look, I'd expect to see Kyle up there quite a fair bit. Braden Sagassa, Scotty Rankin as well. Scott's a bit of a master at these ovals. Julian. Flip a coin, I suppose, and see where it lands.
Yeah, I would have said, maybe throw darts at a dartboard and pick a number, but, we'll flip a coin. It's going to be interesting, though. Either way, it's an interesting lineup. That's all I can say. Just the way the things are playing out with the fixed and the open boys. Like, there's now 3 fixed drivers in the top 4. That's something that we don't normally see, so it's interesting.
Well, I know Kyle is very good at fuel saving. He's also very good at saving his tyres. He knows how to stretch those tyres out over a stint, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him just sitting back in the pack there for a while and biding his time and pounce when he's ready to go.
Oh, for sure. What's your call, Tyler? What are you thinking, mate? Like, you've done this a few times now with me. What's your call on it?
It's just so difficult. I mean, look, when you look at all of them on the track, they all got the capability of winning, Even the boys, outside the top 10 at the moment, Darren Robb, Brian Huckle, they got a bit of pace in them as well, and, they might be not showing all their cards at the moment in practice, so...
Glenn Wilkinson, I mean, he's another really fast guy. There's just too many to choose from my end. I have to say, some of the deliveries on these trucks, they look pretty awesome.
Oh, they do. 100%.
I think, whether it's team owners or the drivers themselves going ahead and getting the paints done, you can see they've put the effort in, and they're quite striking out on track from what I can see.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to tonight. It's going to be really good, and there's going to be a lot of strategies as well. Like, you see how close they are in qualifying. There will be, most likely, if they keep it clean, a pack of 4 or 5 cars by the time it gets to the finish line. So, it's anyone's to win, to be honest.
That's right.
Sorry, boys, I'm just listening to Race Manager give out the instructions and tell them what they got to do, because there are some new rules for the oval racing.
So the law's being laid down. Good to see.
Yep. But, Mr. Gowans, how has your week been? We failed to ask you how your week went through this week. We did see you take a leave of absence from the TCRs and go and run some F3s, I understand.
Yeah. Look, on the Tuesday nights, I'm obviously running the GT4. I've only done the one race in that so far, and I quite like the car. Definitely need to put a lot more laps into it to get a bit more competent with it. Running the F3s on the Wednesday night, I had a good race. Come 5th out of 31 entries, so I was pretty stoked with that. Open wheels have always been what I thoroughly enjoyed, so I thought I'd jump in the cockpit again and run a few laps and enjoy that series. Thursday night, I'm not really doing too much, and Friday night, the Formula Fords. And what I really liked actually was Saturday night when we had the IR01, the Super Saturday Sprint, and those cars are beasts to drive. You're in the tow, and seriously, we were hitting 413 kilometres an hour. I mean, are you kidding me?
That's
413
fast.
kilometres. It was, and we were pack racing. It was fantastic. So, if anyone wants to come along and enjoy, pack racing at its best at massive speeds, well, come join us on a Saturday night.
Yeah, so just to reiterate what Dougie was saying there, the IRL1 is a Indy-style car open wheeler, which again we just heard that he's into the open wheel stuff, so it kind of played well into his category, and a lot of fun. The guys did have a lot of fun. We didn't broadcast that one, unfortunately. A few things sort of got caught there, but moving on, we'll definitely be taking some feedback consideration and looking into maybe bringing that live more available. But I did have word today that there was a few drivers who didn't show up because they were caught with IMSA and stuff like that. They misjudged the timing. So hopefully that was a once-off for Saturday night. We can get straight back onto it next week. So I look forward to that because we go to Interlagos next round for the Saturday night stuff. So that's going to be very fast, very fun. So
Absolutely. And that's one thing that I really like about the series with your IR01. You're not just running ovals, you're running 4 tracks, I believe, and 4 ovals throughout the season. So you've got a good mix of both styles of racing, and that's really going to sort the men out for the boys, I'd say.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's definitely going to be something different for sure. As we now see them starting to roll out for quali, this is going to be fun. Don't think it's a very long quali session, a 10-minute quali session. The boys and girls are going to have a quick blast and see where they put themselves.
Oh, it is a 10-minute quality session and it's open as well. So last season obviously we see a couple, 2-3 lappers and they're only out there by themselves. This time they got 10 minutes and they got to fight for the track with another 25 drivers. So it's going to be very interesting to see who can manipulate the position of the track.
Semi-K. I don't even want to ask Dougie that question. Dougie, don't kill the messenger, but Semi-K has just asked, how were the dentures hanging on with the speed of the IR01?
I kept my mouth shut.
Semi-K.
Look, Sammy's a good bloke, but he's a bit older than me too. So if anyone's the real grandpa around here, choose Sammy.
Oh, that's great. It's good. The banter in this league is something different, isn't it?
It is. I think Sammy and I are two peas in the pod. We both appreciate how hard it is as older drivers, I suppose you would say, to try and keep up and challenge these younger drivers, because there's some really good talent in this series and this league. And if you don't put the practice in, they're just going to demolish you.
Just the boys focus on you especially. He's throwing it back to you, mate. He's throwing it back to you.
Definitely. So do you, in qualifying here, guys, do you think that team tactics is going to come into play at all? Any slipstreams down the straights, or?
I wouldn't think so. I think there's going to be, every man for himself at this point. Like we saw Braden Sagassa there, and Chris Bleakley's in the pit lane, and he just missed old Scotty Rankin. Poor Scotty is out there by himself with Riot Sim, so he's not got a team. So I don't think of any team tactics from Scotty, but I mean, you're always going to find a friend.
Yeah, interesting to see Scotty take the high line there compared to the others who've been taking more of a lower approach.
Yeah, again, I think it's just tyre preservation. He's just trying to get that flow on the tyre to try and maximise the run. But I mean, one thing we find, especially on these flat tracks like this, you always find a friend, even if they're an enemy. So I guess you just got to tag on to wherever you can. Like, see Darren Robb now, he's by himself, but then right behind him, you've got 2 more cars. As we just see Jake Fox have a bit of a loopsies, but there's 9 boys and Traps guys out there. They're not around each other on track. They're not sort of there. So again, maybe they just set the truck up for a solo run. But it's interesting, eh?
It is. It's completely different to what I'm used to racing. So every time I watch one of these races and listen to the commentary, I'm always learning something, and I'll always ask questions as well, because that's the only way that I will learn.
That is correct, Semi. Season 2, yes. We are into Season 2. This is round 2 of Season 2.
Good thing as well, boys. While you boys are chatting in the background, the top 4 boys are the fixed boys. So the boys in blue, it's got P1, P2, P3, and P4, which I'm loving at the moment.
Crazy, isn't it? That's crazy.
I did see, Doug, you could have been out there, mate. You could have been out there having a bash with these boys and putting up the front.
I know, but unfortunately, I would probably only ever use this track once, and
Yeah, no, I get it. So, Julian Rookie here on screen.
I was going to say, sorry, to see the fixed guys up front ahead of the open. I would expect those open guys to start coming through soon. Once their tyres really get up to pressure and temperature.
Oh yeah, for sure. They'll. I don't think it'll stay like that again. We are 5 minutes into quality, so we've got 5 minutes left. So they want to get a move on, but again, times are very close, like 30.02, 30.07, 30.09, 30.13 is the first of the open guys there. So it's very quick.
Ooh, Julian.
Oh, Julian. Julian's doing a lot of work in the back scenes. So unbewares to a lot of people, Julian's actually doing a lot of the results and stuff through scripts. So he's actually doing some things in the background for us. So keep your eyes on the streams in the coming weeks. We're going to have some new graphics stuff coming up and some new things for the social media stuff, courtesy of Julian there on screen. So yeah.
Isn't it great when someone like Julian can come along and he has that he has that know-how to jump in and help out with the scoring and everything else you were mentioning there. I mean, that's really putting your hand up to help the league out, isn't it?
Oh, no, exactly right. And look, I don't think people actually understand. Like, Julian was working on something today and he pinged me and he goes, "Hey, are you around for a chat?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bud." So I jumped in and he showed me and I said, "Damn, man, that looks really cool." He goes, "Yeah, that's 600 lines of code." And you're like, holy moly, like, it's 600 lines just to get it to that point. And it's just like, there's a lot of work. And I think people of Julian's caliber, they get underrated a lot. Like, people don't really appreciate what they do. So
that's right. Yeah,
just giving him a bit of a shout out there.
Without someone like Julian coming along and doing all that, I mean, where does that leave? Us drivers in regards to the information that we're wanting. I mean, as for me, I'm lucky to remember the bicycle code on my bike chain, let alone 600 codes of whatever else he's doing.
Yeah, no, that's right. So he's doing a lot of work for us in the background, and we really do appreciate Julian. And he's brought a couple of his boys along. Josh Robinson's on there. Bevan Moyse is there as well. So got a couple of the boys teaming up with him. Oh, who's out in the background? Oh, that's a big one in the fence. That was the 70 of Che Mello. Oh, that was huge.
I see Julian's jumped up into second place there. Very good lap there from him.
Yeah, he's quickly jumped into the top open slot there. So well on, Julian. As we have just over 2 minutes left on the clock in quali. So interesting.
I'm sure Tyler would love to be out there at the moment.
Oh, going around in circles, yeah, I love it, mate. It's just no dirt on there, unfortunately.
I think Tyler enjoys anything that turns left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as the rear goes right and the front goes left, he'll be all right with it, I reckon.
That's correct. Yes.
The old dirt oval stuff for our man Tyler. He doesn't mind that. I don't mind getting a little bit dirty from every now and then. Haven't done any since the new pat or the new dirt update, so it'd be interesting to sort of get in and have a drive and see how they've changed the cars up a little.
It's a lot more better. It's a bit more realistic. You've got different lines and a bit more challenging to drive as well, which is a good thing, Yeah, one day I hope to bring Dougie out on the dirt again. It's hard to get him out there, but...
Tyler, my brother's been trying for ages and he's been lucky to even get me out there once or twice.
It can't be too bad now with that motion rig. Tyler, maybe that's what you got to do. You're not experiencing it until you got the motion rig fired up, Dougie. You got to touch on his emotions, man. You got to tug at those heartstrings.
I could do that because I'm the one with the win. We did a 1v1 battle on dirt in the 34 Legend car, and I bet him across the finish line at 0.000 seconds. So
you did, and you done very well considering I hadn't driven that car in about 2.5 years.
I've never driven that car before, so it's even better.
Yeah. But we had fun. That was a good night, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and well, good fun. Samuel Harris is the first person to break into the 29-second mark with a 29.979.
Wow, and he's a fixed. Look at the fixed guys up the top.
Oh yeah.
I'm very surprised by that. Very surprised.
Yeah, it's again though being only a mile track. I don't think the Open really get a chance to stretch their legs and really make use of that setup. So I think this will be a little bit tighter than what we sort of anticipate.
Well, you might find some distance into the fuel stint. The Open guys might be able to keep their tyres in better condition.
That's right. Yeah.
Whereas the fixed guys might start falling away. So yeah, I'll be keeping a lookout for that.
And talk about the special guest. Should we bring him in just before the race start, or what do you feel like, Rob? I see him in the green room.
Not just yet. We will bring him in soon, though.
Easy. It looks like the Samuel Harris just pulled off pole position for tonight's race. Once again, the run an early man in the 29-second mark.
And Julian Mookie right beside him is an open truck series, so that's some driving right there for you, isn't it?
Oh, Julian just P2 with 3/1000ths off a second.
Look at Bevan Moyes and Scott Rankin. They almost have identical times.
Yep.
Some very close times right there,
man,
all the way
that's
through the field.
Crazy stuff. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be fun. So, we've got a guest driver waiting in the green room, unable to join us for the first round, still doesn't have all his gears set up from moving across the pond and into the Philippines, I do believe. So let's just let them get underway. We might Alright, we might bring him in, because I know Mr. Gowans will probably enjoy this one as well.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Jason Holdsworth, welcome on into the Combox, my man. Sad you're not out there tonight. How long for the ETA, do you think?
Monitor is apparently arriving on Thursday. I had a bit of a delay.
Oh,
So
no.
I'll be back soon.
No. Mate, what's your take on the grid so far tonight? Fixed truck on pole?
Interesting. Yeah, some new faces as well, different from last season. I see.
Are you
But
itching
it
to
is
get out there?
interesting having a. Yeah, I'm a bit. I've had a month off, essentially. I'm over it.
You're ready to get back into it, Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah. How interesting is that? Out of the top 6, 5 of them are fixed.
Yeah, I think some boys. I know. I was in Discord with Che and Darren. They obviously need to work on their qualifying, but I'm confident those boys will be good on the long run.
Where do you see the differences being tonight, Jason? Like, again, you're one of the open series drivers when you're out on track. Where do you see the main differences tonight just between the two different trucks?
The open's just more balanced, so you get better tyre wear. The fix generally is a lot more pressure on the front right, which makes you obviously tight, and having that tightness in the long run will obviously cause you a lot of pain in lap times.
Right, so where do you expect, being 150 miles tonight, where do you expect the open guys to really step into their own?
After about lap 10, you'll start seeing a significant, like 2/10, 3/10 in lap time. The fixed guys will be okay on the short run because it's a tight setup, but then you'll start to see them fall off.
Hey, and just another quick question before I let these other two commentators talk your ears off. Mate, I see you guys have picked up Mr. Darren Robb, and he's back there a little bit lower down the field.
Yeah, he came across. Been helping him. Obviously, I haven't helped him as much as I would have because I haven't been on track, but working on some development stuff, just some little technique things that we'll get going over the next, going forward, that make you faster on an oval.
Look at the lead Harris has there on the opening lap. Got a very good jump.
He did get a jump. He did jump away, but look, I'm gonna let these other boys sort of take over, mate. Ask you some questions. Again, you are our one of our gun drivers out there, but yeah, let these boys have some questions. I know, Dougie's definitely one who's got probably a few questions lined up, but I know Tyler's definitely keen to have a chat as well. So let these boys have a chat to you while we're kind of looking at the race and see what goes on.
So I heard that you're moving to Singapore, are you? Rob was saying.
No, I moved to the Philippines.
Ah, the Philippines, right.
Yeah.
Right. So what instigated that move?
I'm building some villas on Shargo Island,
Oh,
and eventually retiring.
I hope you build me one so I can come and join you. I'm at that stage where I'm ready to retire. Well, that's certainly an interesting project for you. I mean, how long do you expect it to take for completion?
18 months to 2 years. We're still working on financing at the moment, so I'll have a phone call tomorrow night in regards to it.
Nice.
Because it's not a big development, but they're all beachfront ones, so we're doing 5 in total. I'm keeping one, and that's my sort of my one.
That's your retirement. Nothing wrong with that. I agree with it. I agree with it wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So, and plus, I just want to be in the warmth. Like Sydney cold was getting to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm just miserable in the cold, so I needed to get out of it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite at the moment. I live up here in southern, southeast Queensland, and we have some very warm, humid summers, and some quite, mild winters. So I miss the change of seasons. So I would expect, though, in your new villa, you'd be putting up a very smick racing rig.
Yes, I will actually go to a full rig instead of a wheel on a desk.
Wow. Okay. Are you going to go motion? Are you?
No motion.
No motion. Oh, you got to.
No.
Motion. I've only just got into motion, and I find it a lot of fun.
I've been told it's great for immersion, but not good for lap times.
Oh, really? Okay. Look,
Yeah.
I honestly haven't found any difference. I guess it all depends on how you set the rig up. As a lot of people say, less motion is better, and I would have to agree with that. I personally wouldn't want to go something that's like sixed off, direction of freedom. It's just too much movement for me, but I just have a seat mover, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm actually going to get Rob into it to have a go.
Shh. Don't tell people that.
We
are on the first safety car, boys. We are under safety car, first one of the night.
Unfortunately, it looks like it was Braden Sagassa.
No, it was Chris Bleakley.
Chris Bleakley, sorry, one of the purple cars.
We'll throw it back.
Fortunately, looks like Chris Bleakley just had a bit of a contact from the rear end and he just went around.
I think got collected on the way through.
And that at the same time.
Oh, Jace, that's your man, Rob, going around the outside there, mate. Darren got away with that one.
Oh,
but,
that's Ryan Huckle there.
The Ryan didn't get away with that one, and that's just caused.
Also,
contact
contacted
to go.
Brian Blundell as well, but looks from the outside, they also had contact
Pete.
as well.
Yeah, Pete Jones was also in there as well, so it was a couple of boys, but we'll get back and.
So who's your sleeper driver for tonight, Jason? Who do you have your money on?
Well, I haven't really been. I haven't been around much this week, but I know Russ, who owns Nitro Racing, has been doing a bit of work with Che this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I might put some money on Che.
I'll keep an eye out for him then.
Che Mello there in the number 70 blue and white machine.
Yeah, even though he's currently in the middle of the pack, but it is a 150 lap race, so anything can happen. He can go from last to first.
Yeah, the stuff what we usually teach at Nitro is naturally about long run pace, looking after tyres, that type of thing. So if we do get a nice green flag run, I expect Jay to be coming up through the field and looking after those tyres.
Okay.
So, Jace, I've got to ask you, just on the race tonight, the flat track more so than a banked oval, what are the key differences on how you drive these versus, say, a Daytona or even a Talladega style racetrack where you've got those big banks in the corners?
Well, the super speedways are really a team race, so you've got to be working with your team both in and out of pit. So that's really how you win super speedways. If you go to last season, I think you might recall I just pushed Gareth the whole entire race. I didn't leave him bumper. So that's what I mean by it's a team race, because you're obviously faster as a pair. You're faster as a group of 4, if there is 4 of you. And if you sync up your pits and nail them together, you can easily pull away because of the draft. It's all about being organised. We're on a flat track or anywhere else, even a mile and a half. You are on your own. Essentially, there's no working together with others. And on a flat track like this, it is actually all about how you use the brake to not only slow it down, but help it turn through the corners.
So on a flat track, how does, in regards to tyre management and fuel saving, does that become something that you'd find most drivers try to do if they're running in the pack a bit?
Yeah, well, they should. Well, they will. It'll depend on how the races run, right? If you get, I don't know the exact amount of laps you can do on a tank of fuel, because I haven't done a race this week. But if you're in that window where you might need to stretch it, I think you'd probably be able to get 3 or 4 laps extra.
Oh, really? That much? Okay.
Yeah, just by lifting early, rolling into the corners, getting on the gas late. You're surprised on a short track, you can actually save a fair amount of fuel.
Mm. Yeah,
And
so being a road racer, all this is new to me, so I appreciate any information that comes my way. Finding out about this type of racing.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than you think it is. Everyone's like, you just turn left, but turning left and being fast are 2 different things.
Well, you have to keep that medium speed up, throughout the whole race, don't you? I mean, you can be lightning fast for 1 or 2 laps, but that's not going to help you if you burn your tyres out and then you're running a couple of tenths, 3 tenths slower per lap after that.
Yeah, on ovals, tyres are everything. They're not burning them up or overheating them. Where on road, yeah, you can overheat them, and tyre wear, obviously you do have a drop off, but not as much as on oval. Oval, you can really, really destroy your tyres really quickly.
Yeah, and you mentioned before that the front right's the one that takes the most punishment?
On the fixed set, yeah. So obviously on the open, we build that out, so that you don't have you drive a lot more on the right rear in an open set.
So it's a different type of stagger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dougie's making notes here. He's writing all this down.
Yeah. I was about to say, while Dougie's getting his personal lesson right now, we got Samuel Harris. He once again had a beautiful start as well. He's still in P1. Julian Mookie in P2. Bevan Moyes, Scotty Rankin, and Braden Chigasa are running up to top 5. These fixed boys are making it a little bit difficult for the open boys to have a quick jump and try and, gain a couple of positions on the others. But the biggest gain at the moment is Braden Chigasa with 7 positions, which is incredible. We know what he's like around oval. And after last week's awesome battle, I think he might want to do the same thing and this time take P1 for the fixed.
The biggest one is actually Tim Blundell. Tim Blundell's actually up 8 spots. Yeah, Timmy's up 8 spots.
Nice.
Che's down 4. So Jace's man's going backwards, not forwards.
Long race.
Long race.
There's the 6. There's the whole, hey, hang on. We're only 15 laps in, Rob. Ease up, mate.
Don't forget, we're in this league. We tend to have a lot of green flag runs. So
Yes, that's right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, one of the trucks up on
that's
the wall there.
It's obviously something I've been noticing when I do watch these races, that the racing is tight, but it's clean.
I was talking about change of pace. Braden Chigasa different from P5 now, side by side with Julian Mookie for P2, just on the back of one corner. So he's totally the biggest gainer, and he must have a very good driver technique to be very quick on these boys.
Or could that be something that he's pushing the tyres a bit too hard to start off with? I mean, obviously something we have to look out for is he going to start dropping back through the field of tyre wear.
Yeah, I think if you take on what Jace was just talking about before about that, the way they drive the different cars, like he might have a benefit now, but if this does go into a long run, will that come back and haunt him later on? As he pushed, as you said, Dougie, has he pushed a little too hard to get to where he is? So we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But he seemed to be driving a different line too.
Yeah, around about the 10 lap mark, I think Jason said that we should start seeing some effect of the tyre wear. I see Kyle Ridley's just sitting there like he normally does. He likes to sit in the pack. He just likes to follow and save his fuel and save his tyres. And he's always one to watch out for.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Julian
Julian Mookie has
out.
disappeared off the screen, yeah. He was in front of Scott Rankin and then all of a sudden disappeared, so I don't know what happened there, but obviously that allowed everyone to...
Oh, there's around.
Oh no. Scotty Rankin around?
Scotty Rankin.
Yep, he's up on the... Let's have a throwback to that. Have a look. See what... what do we got here? 256.
Looks like he's going to get tapped in the left rear.
Oh, yep.
What a
It's
shame.
unfortunate.
It is.
That's unfortunate. So we are under safety car again. So we'll get our new graphic out. I love that new graphic. That looks so cool.
Safety car, yes.
I got that. That was made by a good mate of mine, and he said, "Hey,
Oh,
you need
good.
to have that on." So fantastic to have that.
Yeah, I really like it actually.
I think Scott should be okay. There's no significant damage. And the trucks are actually, since the season update, a little bit more tougher now. Where previously you get any damage and it's over 12.5 seconds, you get a significant drop off in time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, obviously, if you were Scott Rankin as well, now you're at the back of dead last in his race, would he go into the pits to get some new tyres on to change the strategy a little bit?
This is a tough one. I would probably try and get off cycle if I was at the back, if I was Scott. To see how it plays out with cautions. Obviously, if you are towards the back, and to say there's a 10-lap run, you may as well jump in and get some fresh tyres.
Yeah, so Julian has just come into the YouTube chat and said, Scott hit me in the rear, I crashed, and then the computer crashed.
Oh no.
It's just, everything's gone sideways for Julian, so unlucky, mate. I'd say get back out there, but I mean, at this point in time, it's just one of those things, I guess. That's never good. Never good.
Yeah, pretty brutal when a technical issue happens like that. Now, you're looking at 3 laps down, maybe 4. Yes, he might be able to get the lucky dog later on in the race, if he gets lucky, but it's a long way to come back from though.
I see a few of the guys are starting to come to the pits now. Saw Moyes hop in the lap before. Was the pit lane open then?
I'm not 100% certain. I didn't hear it on the radio, but not sure. But yeah, a few boys are coming in. Che Mello, Jake Fox, Chris Bleakley, Braden Sagassa, Mark Chalker, Mark Grocott. Che's in there as well. Aaron. Scotty Rankin's come in as well. So again, they might just be doing what you said, Jace, just offsetting himself from that that situation.
That
but
leading pack.
That's still going to bring 2 open trucks in top 4.
With 17 laps on the tyres, I would be getting a new set.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Take him now, eh? Well, that doesn't really give us much of an angle. Awesome. Just sort that out. But
That was a good look at the suspension, though.
it was, yeah. I was going to say it looked really good. It looked nice and straight. Everything looked in order. Can you tell us, Sarah, has you got too much camber on there, Jace, or what?
You can't trust the replay. Trust me, we've looked at so many replays and ride heights of other setups. But who's fast? Like at a place like Michigan or something like that, will be looking underneath the track to see if it's actually going through the track, the splitter and stuff. We do a lot of stuff like that where we're looking at trying to figure out stuff when because occasionally we are off pace. So, and trying to find the pace is you pull all the tricks out when it comes down to it.
That is dedication. Honestly, that is dedication. I've been building sets for quite a while now, and I have never done that.
Doug, you just learned something new now. He's like, okay, I've got to start building sets like this. I've got to start zooming in and trying to catch these boys out.
No way you'll find me underneath a car.
Yeah, each week usually we're 1 or 2 with the fastest sets out of the setup shops for ovals.
Yep.
So when we're not 1 or 2 and we're trying to find the speed, which does happen, trust me, we go to great lengths.
Just looking on board now with Dylan Gray, just first of the leading open set guys. Let's see what he can do here.
Oh, Harris seems to get a really nice jump.
Oh,
from
there's
the
another
restart, doesn't
caution. Darren Robb. Oh, no. What's gone on here? Oh, he's your boy, Jace. Oh, Tyler bounced. Right, we'll hold the foot. Oh.
he? Ooh.
Oh.
Off on that one.
Oh, and he hasn't collected anyone. That's probably not bad for Darren there. Just a
He's
little
just pitted as well. So,
just a little
yeah,
weird contact on the corner.
He'll be right. Put a new set of tyres on it.
Sorry, he's not on the radio, mate. Call him. Put a new set of tyres on, mate.
I think that's what they were hoping tonight, that I'd be in the box guiding him through. It was the plan, so.
That was the plan, or that is the plan?
No, that was the plan, that I was going to be in there watching them.
So I've noticed in my few dismal attempts at trying to drive one of these trucks, very, very easy to heat the tyres up. So would that spin have a lasting effect on Darren's tyres, or will they cool down quite nicely over the next couple of laps?
It's going to unbalance it a little bit, because you'll actually get probably a little bit of... It's a bit tougher to short track. Probably you wouldn't. If that happened on like a mile and a half when you're doing a lot more speed, you obviously would go get new tyres 100%. Because you're actually going pretty slow, like where you saw him spin out, he was actually, I don't know, 80 miles an hour.
Coming into the braking area of the corner.
Yeah, so it may not be too detrimental, because it's not a big slide out. It was just sort of slowly went around. So it wouldn't be too bad.
All right, so Tyler said Discord has crashed, so he'll be back with us when Discord fixes itself, once he gets that reset. So you're good, Tyler. We got you covered, buddy. But all right, we're back on the safety car for the... We are under our third caution for this evening, so hopefully this doesn't send a trend, Jace, tonight of cautions and slowing the racing down, because it'd be good to get for your guys, it'd be nice to get a good long run in here.
Yeah, you generally find though, when we have had a few cautions, we get a couple at the start. We're not including Martinsville from last year. Then you get the green flag run. I don't forget, I refused to race Bristol Dirt, if you recall.
Yes,
because it's stupid.
Yeah, I do recall you were not there for Bristol Dirt. But I also remember too, you weren't there for round one at Road Circuit either, mate.
Well, I have no monitor. What do you want me to do?
How do you think you would have gone there at Mid-Ohio anyway? Like, did you get... Have you done any sort of laps there, or...?
I don't own the track on either account.
Oh, wow. Wow, okay.
I can drive road, I just don't find it fun.
You don't find it fun?
Like, I
That's
wasn't... You saw at Sonoma, I wasn't terrible. I wasn't great, but I wasn't a disaster.
I'll put my hands up for that.
What, being a disaster?
Oh yes. I didn't do too well. I really struggled, trying to drive a staggered ute with a light rear end on a flat track. It just was not working for me.
Yeah, Sonoma's a tough place because you're very unweighted in acceleration zones.
Oh, very, very. I was so surprised at how slippery these things are to drive on a flat track. It was like being on an ice skating rink. It was ridiculous.
Yep.
Welcome back, Tyler. We've got Tyler back in the box.
Yeah, I'm still struggling at the moment. Discord's really struggling.
Been hearing a few guys lately say they've been having trouble with Discord crashing.
Is there too many of us in here for your Discord, Tyler?
No, that definitely won't be the issue. It'll be it'll probably be my internet complaining at me at the moment.
Oh. Oh. Actually, that's probably one thing to ask, Jace. Over in the Philippines, there, what's your internet going to be like? I know Dougie and the boys from Velocity have brought in Nikita, who runs out of Poland, and he seemed to have a pretty decent night. But what's the internet like there in the Philippines?
It's generally okay. Sometimes it does go out. I looked at my ping earlier. It was sitting at 200, but it did jump around a little bit. But I would assume that's due to I'm on Wi-Fi at the moment. Right. So I'll have it hardwired later this week. And I'm hoping it sits at 200. I did a test actually to some US servers, and my ping's actually lower to a US server now that I'm not in Australia. Considering that's where I generally race, I've actually gone from 266 to 200 as well.
Oh, what? That's crazy, isn't it? So what sort of speeds are you expecting from in general? Like what's I know here, obviously here in Australia we don't have the best internet, but you know what sort of speeds are you looking at in the Philippines?
Well, I tested it the other day. I was 80 over 40, so 80 down over 40 up.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
Oh, that's better than mine.
Faster than me.
Yeah. So, eventually when I do have my villa though, I'll have Starlink, and I've seen some of the photos of people in the Philippines getting like 180 over 120, stuff like that.
Wow, that's quick.
Don't forget though, like we're close to the equator, so there's probably a lot more satellites.
Don't you like how he said, when I'm in my villa?
He's already rubbing it in, going party. He's already winding you up.
Oh my goodness, I don't know about this.
I'll make sure I set what I'll do just for you boys, and I'll actually think about it and plan it. I'll have it so that behind me is the ocean, and I'll stream it for you.
Oh no, don't,
so
come on,
you
mate.
see the camera
Don't do that.
over the
Oh.
ocean.
That'll do me. That'll do me.
Jason Holdsworth winding up the combox.
Oh no, I might just have to come for a visit and never come home.
Oh, that's crazy. So now we've got a nice little battle on our hands here. Kyle Ridley, Dylan Gray. Now we saw Dylan Gray, absolute demon on the road. Now 1-1 with the open and fix at the front here. So what are we seeing on the screen here, Jace, with Dylan running the slightly tighter line? Is that what you'd expect from like a restart?
He's actually running the correct. No, he's running the correct line. He should be. Yeah, you don't want to come off too early off the corners, because you do when you come off too early in the corners, you start putting. That's where you put in right front heat,
Right.
or heat into your right front tire.
Well, you might want to see this, mate, because you might need to have words on this one. Oh, bang. That's your boy, Darren Robb, just getting caught up there. A little bit loose on what looked to be corner exit.
Too much gas.
I just look at that. So
That's usually just you've got too much wheel in it and too much accelerator. That turn.
question with fix, are you allowed to change steering ratio and brake balance? I'm not 100% sure on what the rules are on the fixed
Yes.
setup.
You
but
are.
Jay
So
says
they're the two
yes, you
things-
are. So there you go. Sammy, yes, you can change those specific items. Thank you, Jace. Glad you know that.
No worries. I've seen it in the Discord. It's been written in there 3 or 4 times. So
Right, okay.
Yeah, I think I didn't have access to the chats back then, so good to see that some boys read up on the rulebook and
We got rule books.
yeah, we got
I said that in one of the chats, and Pete got right up the other day. He's like, I can't comment, I'll break the rules of the Discord. Like, oh, sorry, my bad. So we're on our 4th caution now, 34 laps in. Not really getting that solid green run to get some of these open boys forward. But Jimmy Blundell, 18 spots gained. So he's up 18 spots. Currently P5 and the second of the open setup trucks.
Yeah, driving well, avoiding the incidents ahead of him, and yeah, running a good race so far.
Well,
Interesting
Miles
fact,
Sim,
Brayden.
Julian is back.
Sorry, you go.
No, you're right. I was just going to say Julian's back in the race now, so a few laps down, but hopefully get back and competitive. But yeah, as you were saying about Brayden.
Brayden's the first person that's pitted. He's back up to 6 after pitting.
He is
Thought that would be
correct.
interesting.
Yeah, I think most of the boys have pitted or either fallen off a bit. I think Mickey Locke haven't pitted yet, and I believe the rest of the boys in front of Braden Sagassa at the moment hasn't pitted either. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Top
really
5
happy what they do.
and 7 and 8.
Yeah, well that means obviously you look at Mallow now, currently in P10. Like 6-7 cars haven't pitted in front, puts him almost on the podium.
Long
Need
ways
that
to go.
long. Everyone still has to pit. Everyone still needs to pit though. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
How many pit stops would be in a 150-mile race, Chase? Out of curiosity.
If it went green, you would have to have 2 minimum.
So with the amount of cautions, we're probably only looking at 2?
Possibly only 1.
Oh, only 1.
It depends when the caution comes out. Actually, I better send them a message. I won't say it on screen just in case someone's listening from in the race.
He doesn't want to give away those little trade secrets to the rest of the field. That's pretty cool.
I see the Blundell boys are running 5th and 7th at the moment.
Yeah, Brian and Tim, yeah. So Brian up 14 spots as well. Brendan Griffiths up 13 spots. So another mover and shaker there. And Mickey Locke. Young Michael Locke just sneaking on up 10 spots. Just keeping himself out of trouble. Hasn't pitted yet though. So again, that's one thing.
Looks like 1 to go.
It is a
How's
one.
Scotty Rankin looking? Where's Scotty Rankin? 17th at the moment?
He is 17th, correct?
Yep.
He just took another fresh set of tyres.
I'd be expecting him to start cutting back through the field if they get a green run.
Yeah, it's...
I think the eyes are going to be on Samuel, who was very quick at the start. See how he goes through traffic.
Samuel Harris, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The safety car will be in this lap.
So what do you look for, Jason, when you're starting for a caution again? Looking to get a jump or...?
It depends on where I am. Obviously, if I'm in the lead, I'm trying to get a jump. But at any other stage, my eyes are focused on the leader, seeing what the leader does.
Yes.
Yeah, after watching a few races and commentating last season, Jason's a master on the jump. This guy was there from the boys.
There was a little bit of
Griffiths
contact
come through.
there. Was a little rubbing there on the way through, well, look at that. But yeah, so you're calling Samuel Harris there. Jason, well, look at him now on the left side. He's 3 wide. Oh, he turned
to
it 3
P10.
wide. He was...
running the tight line there.
He's already held his line.
And he just...
And he disappeared.
There he is.
Oh,
four wide
there.
now. He's right on the back of Che Mallow too. So that's Che, and is that Timmy? Or is that Brian? No,
Yeah,
that's Timmy.
Timmy.
Timmy. So again, those boys are battling. 86 there, just beside him, Brian Blundell. Again, moving up to the wall. Oh, that's risky.
Yeah, washing a bit wide there.
So you called Samuel Harris. He was going to come through, so he's now making the spots, but he's not able to excel that forward.
How good does that full field of trucks look?
Sure. It's
Oh, yeah.
crazy, isn't it?
He's stuck with all the open guys, so he's probably having a little bit of difficulty getting some drive off.
I see
Yeah.
Scotty Rankin's got a good couple of laps in. He's now up to P11 from P17.
Yeah, he's up there a few spots now. Dylan Gray just lost his spot to Braden Sagasa.
Yeah, Braden Sagasa obviously on fresher tyre than the boys ahead of him. He's definitely making a breakthrough. His best time at the moment is a 30.418, so he's trying to make sure he can catch and take the lead as soon as possible.
Scotty Rankin is about to get to the wall of cars. But what's his best play, do you think, Jace? Being the fact that he's a fixed driver, he's got a group of open drivers in front of him, what would be the play here?
Look after your tyres, let it sort itself out. There's no point trying to do things, burning up your tyres.
Starting to run the lower line. Making positions doing that. Now up to P8.
Yeah, he's just doing what he's got to do, just slowly pick them off one by one.
It's 9 positions gained.
We see that was that Samuel Harris back there. Now he's just lodged in behind Chris Bleakley, I believe.
A lot tougher when you're in traffic compared to clean air. You saw how fast Sam was at the start.
Yeah, definitely not wrong about that. See Scotty picking up another position and just slotting straight behind the car in front of him, which is Blundell. Tim Blundell, I think. Yep.
So I've just had word that we may end up having to change servers because something has gone absolutely awry with the settings. And as we can see on screen, it's getting very dark out there. So something has triggered it within iRacing and probably the patch since the update, and it's buggered up the servers. So we might be getting a change. So just bear with me.
Scotty Rankin's still running that low line there, Tyler.
Yeah, definitely. He's keeping it nice and tight, making sure it doesn't make any contact with Blundell on the outside.
Alright, so yeah, just word in from race direction. Yes, at lap 50 we will be getting a competition red flag. We will be moving to a new server for 100 laps of New Hampshire for the remainder of the evening, so we'll have to be patient while that happens and get that set up. So for all our people at home, they are going to be throwing caution in lap 48 and a competition red flag at 50. So we will be moving to another server, unfortunately.
Just change to the game as well. Obviously everyone getting fresh tyres and fresh fuel as well, so the boys in the fix are in a good advantage at the moment.
Haven't they? Scotty Rankin's now made 12 positions since the restart. Just powering through the field.
Mark Cochran says new race format. Last man running. So okay, they are gonna single file them up. We will manually grid them in their positions. So they are going to line them up in their positions and they will be then imported.
So how does that happen?
Boom, boom, boom. Notice the tails on the... on the So we'll
Yeah,
just
so
have a
from
look
my
here.
understanding, New Hampshire does not have lights at all, so unfortunately we can't do night racing.
No, it does not. What is going on here? It says Kyle Ridley, Braden Scass, and Dylan Gray have all crashed. I'm just curious.
Yeah, they
The nose to tails. I would
bump,
say.
bump, bump,
Yeah.
bump, bump. Yep.
Probably because they stopped on track as well.
Ah, yes, that would probably be what triggered SDK, yeah. Is to say, oh, they've all stopped on track. Oh, he's had a crash. SDK's on its head. All right, so what we might do, ladies and gentlemen, we might throw to an intermission screen and we might go and get some drinks. And I think someone was saying out in the racetrack they're going to go and get a hot dog as well. And so when we come back, we'll probably be on a second server with the 100 laps to finish off the night here at New Hampshire. So don't go away. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, sorry for the delay, guys. We are back. Let me just get STK refreshed, and I'm still joined in the combox with Dougie Younge, Jason Holdsworth, and Tyler Sheaf. We will get you back underway after this short interruption with Red Flag due to some server settings that we think Mr. Dozy slept on. We've managed to get the server back under control. We will have a 100-lap race on this second server, and they will line up where the red flag dropped in the last one. So something a little different, Jace, tonight with a competition red flag. Haven't really seen or heard of that anywhere in iRacing.
Like real life. Stop for darkness. No light.
Yeah, no light.
Come back the next day.
Yeah, right. It's one of those things. But now look, I mean, it's technology. It's computers. It happens. We get on with it.
And we've done it properly. We hadn't reached the halfway mark, so the race wasn't official.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
right
true.
about that one.
That is very true.
I'll be interested to see the dynamics of the new server. We've obviously gone from afternoon/evening to now a morning race. The track temps down, the air temps down. Wonder how that will have an effect on the fixed guys and the lap times.
Did you see what Matty Keynes responded to you, Jace, in the open chat?
It's raining at New Hampshire.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Bit of fun tonight. It's a little bit of a loose cannon, but what we will do is we will roll around under the esteem of race direction. They will call the grid as per the red flag. They'll all line up and it'll be treated as a safety car restart. So nice and easy, shouldn't be too hard. Boys are well experienced. They'll get this done pretty quick, I would suggest. The only question I have, Jace, is in the situation where we had, say, a car that was disconnected and was lapsed down, how does that sort of fare up for those guys?
I think Jules is just lucky. He gets his laps back. There's not much you can really do.
He just auto lap back and keep on going. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. But
Yeah, I think the poor man as well. Like, he had technology issues as well. So at least a bit of good karma come back his way, and hopefully he can redeem himself. Because he was in P2 before that happened, so we'll see what happens after the restart.
yeah, we'll see how they go. So we'll get underway. Race control will be like, here we go.
Everyone starting off fresh again, fresh tyres, full tank of fuel.
Right, so all the trucks to the left and the queue to go around the right side.
So they'll just sort themselves out there.
So they're just starting to get themselves worked up now. We don't have a P3. Where is P3? Which they've already got, which is good. So far everyone's so Gilbert to 7. Oh.
The interesting thing as well that I don't think Kyle Ridley pitted for the Vicky Lapper.
Don't think he did. No, I think there was a queue that still hadn't pitted.
So yeah, he's the biggest gainer at the moment, I'd say, from that.
Oh, I disagree. I reckon Jules he got 3 laps.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Actually, I think another one. I forgot who it was, but someone was in the pit doing donuts at the end of the last section. They were 15 laps down, so I can't remember who it was though.
Well, that's one hell of a lucky dog.
I was going to say that's a lucky dog.
I'm sure all the drivers will be sitting there thinking now about their upcoming strategy. It's all changed from the 150 lap race now to the 100, and they'll still have to do 2 stops, I believe. Jason,
No, it'll be a one-stop race now.
they'll be able to make the distance.
Yeah. I know, like one more stop, though.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, so I think the grid is sorted. I think they've got them pretty well nutted out, all in about 3 laps. So pretty good job, I would suggest.
All Matty Keane's
Okay.
in there barking orders.
Oh, he's not either.
Who are we missing?
No, he's not. Tim Blundell's not in the room.
Oh no, he was doing so well as...
Oh, that's not good to see. He was in a good position as well.
He
He
was.
was in P8, yeah. Oh. So Timmy's dropped out. I can't. I'm glad that doesn't come through the broadcast, because that would be rather interesting and rather entertaining for the people at home.
So I'm just wondering how hard Kyle and Brayden are going to go now, as we've seen in the previous laps. The fixed seem to be very good from the opening stanza, don't they?
Yep, well, in the last session, Braden Sagassa was the quickest out there on the field, so I would not be surprised if he tries to get in front of Kyle and maintain the pack behind him.
Mm.
I think everyone's got to go pretty hard now because, yeah, 2 short runs, essentially, if we go green.
I dare say they'd be looking at trying to split it, you know, pitting around the 50 mark. Keep the tyres as fresh as possible for both stints. Given the tyre performance fall off, I wouldn't expect anyone to come in earlier to try and do a long run.
We are waiting on a safety car and a race direction to give us the all green and to go. I think safety cars in this lap. All right, round 2 of our New Hampshire night. Let's see if we can get underway and let's get to a finish. All right, that is
Bunching up now.
Kyle's made a nice launch. He's got a nice little gap there. Dylan Gray's going to snag up on the inside of Braden Sagassa. No, just hangs back. Looking back through the field now. Matty Chalker back here. In the 76, the orange reveal. Tyler loves that car.
Nah, it's a good looking car, mate.
Tyler loves his orange.
Oh no!
Around on the front.
Oh, 237.
Who's that? Matty Chalker? No,
That's
no.
Jared Gilbert. Jared Gilbert.
Jared.
Oh, and you wouldn't believe who it is. It's Julian Mookie again.
I don't think he had anywhere to go either.
He's had no luck tonight.
Cats. No.
Oh, there's a car up in the fence. Oh, stay there, stay there.
No, he's just got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
There's not much he could do. Like, he can't see beyond the puff of smoke, and then yeah, just unfortunately, you have Fritchie on the right side of him. He had nowhere to go then.
Yeah, Jared Gilbert just had that lose there. I think I heard him say on the radio that he blew his engine as well.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't blame Julian if he's looking for a couple of shots of brandy after this race. Just has not been his night. Ooh.
Bit of mind games there.
Yeah,
Gas
very
is
much
jumping
so.
for the pitch.
I've seen that before a few times on when I watch Twitch, iRacing on Twitch, and you know, some people actually get called out by, you know, the fake dive to the pits, and car behind doesn't see the the entrance and bang straight into it.
I mean, I don't think anybody would be jumping to pit lane on lap 3.
No,
I mean,
No.
I mean, unless Jace can tell us something that we probably don't know, but as racers, I wouldn't be falling into that balking of like, oh, he's going to go to pit lane early. Like, buddy, we've just done 2 laps.
If you've done 10, 15 laps, yeah, but not. I think we did 1 lap, didn't we, on the green?
Was it
Yeah,
1
one
lap?
lap, that was it. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, 1 lap,
don't,
yeah.
don't forget they also done 5 laps coasting around. I know they're not using too much fuel, but you know, that is fuel still being used. So, I mean, from my perspective, if I was at the rear of the field, I'll jump in and top the tank up.
Well, there's actually a good question. Under a safety car, Jason, what's the procedure like for yourself only? Like, I'm not asking what the general procedure, but what do you find? Are you generally clutching in, turning engine off? Are you what are you doing on a safety car to maximise?
It depends. If I need to save fuel, obviously yes. But majority of the times, you're not worried about fuel. Say right now, right? If I was in the race, I would not be saving fuel. I'd just be rolling around in 4th gear.
Right, okay. Interesting.
Alright, rolling around 4 gears still technically saving fuel, so better than nothing.
Yeah, but I always it's just the normal thing I do, just roll around in 4th gear.
So riding on board now, Kyle Ridley in the cockpit. Again, doesn't look like he's really too bothered, does it?
Oh, he's just cruising at the moment. There's safety cars in now, and green light to go.
And he's got a good little jump there.
Jump again.
He's gone.
Again, Dylan Gray
Sagasa
gets a nice launch, but he just can't get up the inside of Sagasa there.
Yeah, I think Sagasa stuck with Kyle quite nicely then.
What has happened to Che?
Okay, Che. Let me find Che. Where is Che? There he is. All the
He's
way down back in
one.
P20.
Yeah. No, I think he might have had some sort of problem with gear or something.
Oh, equipment
I
malfunction.
don't. Something like that. Because he just pulled onto the low side and let everyone past.
Do you think that might just be
that's
his
not
play to just go from the rear and just, stay out of trouble? Might be a thing that he'd do, or?
No, not. I highly doubt that. I'd say it's equipment malfunction.
Oh, we have smoke
Oh,
ahead.
42,
no, that's all right.
Samuel Harris.
Yeah, no,
He
he's
did the
good.
donut.
They'll spin.
No. Yeah, he's even slow there, isn't he? He's not. What are we looking at on the dash there, Jace? Anything that would be alarming or that we should be looking for?
No, well, with the changes to the tape, you can't adjust the tape anymore. So you're not even going to look at oil and water temps anymore.
In Che's position, would it be something to think about in regards to popping into the pits and just topping up the tank?
Possibly.
We'll certainly give him a shorter fuel stop a bit later down the track.
So there you go, the front 4, 5, 6.
No.
Oh, jeez.
No,
Playing
that,
with the amount-
oh. Scotty Rankin almost hit that tyre barrier coming out then.
Yeah, with the
Straight
amount
up,
of fuel
yeah.
that you're going to have to put in, you're going to have to wait for tyres. So
How close was Scotty Rankin to this here? Oh no, it was just worse on the
Oh,
angle.
look for that.
It was just
almost
worse
hit
on
the
the angle
yellow
that I
car.
had, yeah.
No, I'm loving the mind games at the moment. The boys just trying to trick one or two boys in by accidental.
Well, Samuel's in.
Samuel's in.
Yeah, he's the one that had the spin, so might as well get some fresh tyres on because he would have lost a fair bit of rubbers.
Julian's in.
Poor Julian.
And Jared.
I think
was
Jules
Julian,
is
was he reversing there? I thought he was reversing. And Jared Gilbert was one, I think, who did the engine. So I'm not quite sure he'll be back tonight. But back to our leader, Kyle Ridley. Again, a little bit of a caution fest this evening. Is that what you would expect on a flat track like this, Jace?
Sorry, say that again.
Being a caution fest, is it something you'd expect on a flat track like this?
No, I was expecting this to be similar to how we were at Gateway. We'd have some nice big long runs.
Right. Interesting.
Because it's not very tight, this place. Like Martinsville, I understand it's tight. But this place is, well, you got 4 or 5 lanes into the corners. So there's plenty of room.
Yeah, very interesting.
I see Dylan Gray playing a bit of games with Scotty Rankin, being on the outside rather than the inside.
Oh, I think that they're just trundling around behind the safety car, mate. I don't think there's really anything in it. I think we'll start to see a few more balks in the pit lane. No one going there.
Shame glad I didn't know how to paint last night. The poor man would have fell asleep behind the wheel, mate.
Gee, Sammy, you're still awake, mate. It's a bit beyond your bedtime, isn't it?
Don't worry, Sammy, I'll stick up for you.
Now, hopefully, these boys keep it clean and green for a while after this safety car come back in.
I was just thinking, Glenn's been putting a pretty good run together. He's been flying under the radar a bit, but he's been in the top 10 for quite a while now.
The safety car will be in. This lap lights are out. You can see them no longer flashing.
See, Fritzy's running back in P15, pretty good for his
Driveway eyelid.
only just buying the track 5 minutes before the race tonight.
Yeah, but Fritzy's a steerer, mate. We know he can certainly get on and drive. So he's no slouch there. Back in the number 31, yellow and black one right there on screen, blue wheels. We know he's no slouch when it comes to steering. So again, not surprised that he's picked up pretty quick and been able to negotiate this circuit rather well. Che now in the thick of it in the back here was Sam Harris and Julian Mookie, I believe it is. Back there, but he seems, I don't know, Jace, he doesn't seem to want to compete on the pressure at the moment. He's just happy doing his own thing. Is that generally just his character, or?
No, he'll usually race. It's just I watched the restart and he just didn't go, and he pulled off to the inside, so it was like something was wrong.
Yeah, definitely competitive.
Car off.
Oh, Sammy Harris again.
Straight.
Still under green.
Yeah, it's off the track.
Let's get a replay of what happened here. Does he just come up on? We're just calling it. Oh no, he's just lost the rear. Yeah.
Too much on the accelerator again.
Too tight on the steering angle.
Into the wall hard too with the rear of the car. I was still under green condition though. We didn't go yellow on that one, so maybe we'll get to see a long green run now. There's your man Darren Robb there, mate, up into P6.
It was nice meeting Darren a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, lovely gentleman. Been watching him throughout this race tonight. He's just been slowly going up. I don't think his qualifying was the best, but he's certainly persistent.
He's starting to turn into what Nitro does. We never qualify in races. Well, you don't learn racecraft if you just qualify first and just race around doing practice laps.
Yeah, I agree.
So a lot of the time we
Oh, he's washed out wide.
Oh, and he's just
got
couldn't.
punted then.
Did he get punted?
Yeah, he got punted.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of
Yeah.
bit of contact.
Looked like he got hit, a bit of a hit from behind.
Nothing showing up there. Yeah, nothing showing up at all that he got past or anything.
Okay.
He didn't get past. He didn't lose a spot. I think
It looked
Two
like he-
cars got together and
Brian,
were right a
Brian.
bit.
Yeah, I think Brian lifted off a lot, let him recover.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've seen the replay here. Oh, yeah, just
Yeah,
what
he
a bum.
was very lucky to control that.
Ooh.
Good driving.
Yeah, so you just got a little bit of a bump there. Was that?
That would be
was that Chris Bleak?
Christopher
I'm not sure.
Bleakley, yeah.
Chris Bleakley there, maybe just misreading the situation, and but yeah, I was going to say, nothing came up as a pass or a crash or anything, so it didn't register as an incident. So what would that have generally been, like a 0x, Jace, or would we expect to see something a little bit more from that?
Oh, I think it would have been a 2x because he would have because he hit the wall.
Right.
And there's contact between the two of them. It depends. Because I've been off for a little bit. I don't know what the damage parameters are now. When it gives you the incident points.
I think we're under yellow again.
Yellow
Yeah.
flag for Ryan Huckle here. He's gone, I think, around. He's just gone around. It might be a spin. Well, that's the 0-8.
Locked up. Oh no.
A Julian again.
Oh.
No.
That man's unlucky.
Oh,
Don't buy a
Julian.
lotto ticket this week, Julian. You'll have no luck. I was just
Yeah,
watching through that that part of the race there. Julian's actually come up to P15 from P22.
Every time he starts to come forward, something happens and he just can't avoid it. He just cannot
No.
avoid it, the poor bloke. Like, he's had a torrid night so far.
His truck doesn't look too bad. Like, I know these trucks are a lot more tougher these days. So
Ooh. A lot of them have gone
they're
into the
all
pits.
taking the pit
They
now,
are.
yeah. So 20
we
laps
close
in.
So
close
that
to the
gets
fuel
home.
window. Possibly, yes.
I'm saying that the drivers are standing out there now. We'll have the advantage later on with press of rubber. But
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if it goes green, they need to pit under green.
yeah, which isn't a good thing for them.
Sammy saying, Julian considering his life choices now. Maybe you're considering it too, Sammy. You didn't join this one. You were scheduled to jump in tonight, but you pulled out of the meeting tonight. So maybe you're sitting there thinking, oh, they got made the right choice not to race tonight. I think Dougie's having more fun in the combox than he would on track.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
I
I'm
think
no
it
good
might-
at these cars.
I think we might have to get our program up and running and get Mr. Gowans in the production booth here, and he can run these cameras.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having to go at that. We've discussed that before, and
So we might have
Tyler
to
can
get.
do all the talking.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually enjoying tonight. I don't have to talk too much. That means I've got a voice for tomorrow night for training.
It's actually good when you can get multiple guys in the box because it just makes things. Dougie, good on broadcast.
Yeah, well,
Who said that? I'll pay them later.
Semi K, mate. Semi K, like Dougie, good on broadcast.
Oh, Sammy's got the hearing aid turned down.
oh jeez. Poor man.
Oh no.
Turn it up, Sammy. You'll get a different outlook on it.
Don't worry, Sammy. I've done that before. Don't worry, mate.
So much fun happening in the combox tonight for our Monday night NasTrucks from New Hampshire. Got again joined by
Green light again.
Jason Holdsworth. Dougie Gowans in the box really gets another really good jump. He's good on these restarts.
Yeah, I think he's taken the leaf out of Jason's book, mate. It was a good start.
I'd like to watch
I will
these
say
top
this:
guys.
it is much easier when you get to control it.
Yeah,
Dougie must have
definitely
went
not
deaf
wrong
here.
with
I am deaf in one ear, don't worry, Sammy.
70k, love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, I'd like to keep an eye on these front three for a little bit, and yeah, they've certainly got the pace right from the get-go, haven't they?
that. They definitely do.
They're definitely doing something because they're just pulling slightly away. Who's that up on the right side? Brian Blundell right up on the wall. Probably not the most ideal line, but again, it takes... I guess it's another misconception though. When you run the high side, Jace, are you taking more load off the tyres or putting more load on the tyres?
Contact,
Oh, we have something going on around there. I think
contact
might have been
Christopher
Glenn,
Bleakley, and I think maybe his teammate. I think.
Chris, was it?
No, so
no,
this is on
what
board
was
with
his
Chris
teammate?
Bleakley. It's the 86 on the outside, which is Brian Blundell, although he has continued on.
Oh no, Chris has gone a little bit too far. up.
not... Oh, concrete wall.
And unfortunately, it looked
Concrete
like Chris just
wall.
misread that. He thought Brian might have been a little bit more quicker.
Yeah, it looks like it's 2 into 1 doesn't go, sadly. Two into one doesn't go. Yeah, so back to the question, Jace. High side, the alternate line running a bit higher, does it take load off the tyres?
It actually, in this game, it actually puts more heat in the tyres. You don't generally want to do it, except for a couple of places such as Kansas.
I'm sorry. Did you just hear Jace use the G word in this chat? We don't use the G word.
So racing simulation.
Sorry, it's a game.
My wife
It's a
loves the
game.
and she has to sleep in the spare room.
It's true. We got a few in the
I-
pit now too.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
the
you
three
guys
leaders.
probably don't read the forums. I had a big argument about the tape adjustments on the forums.
Did you?
With I made a post on there going, "Why are you taking the tape adjustments away?" So, because it's turning into a game.
Ooh.
I've always said that this is a video game, and I always get in trouble from other people, but
As you well should.
Tyler, don't you start. Don't you try and convert the poor people out in their YouTube land that this is a game.
I will tell you right now, Tyler, with the amount of money I spent on my rig, it's not a game.
yeah, I mean, I can join you on that one, but
It is serious business for me.
The game. Have fun.
Oh,
Enjoy yourself out there.
that's it, exactly.
I think this series that some people, personnel, take it a little bit too serious and take some fun out of it. Especially I do come across that more on the officials, but these boys and girls that join the league week in, week out, they're pretty good to race against, and they make it enjoyable, especially when you can trust them racing side by side.
Absolutely, 100%. And I hardly do any officials anymore for that exact reason. I mean, I stumbled across here, checker flag racing, and I landed in such a lucky spot in regards to the people who are around, who are involved in the series. I have so much respect for all the other drivers out on the track. They give it their all. They try to race clean. They race you hard, and that is exactly what you want.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to green flag this lap, and Dylan Gray is actually in the lead with Brian Blundell right beside him. So this will be interesting, boys, to see how this plays out. So there's Dylan on board with Brian.
So did Kyle pit?
On there. He
Yeah,
did, yes, I did.
First and second pitted.
Here comes Scotty Rankin up the inside.
First one, I think, that can make it on fuel.
Okay.
Scotty Rankin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Dylan hasn't pitted yet. Neither has Brian, Michael Locke, or Mark Grocott. They haven't pitted as yet. So what is their strategy now? They got to play for a long run, surely.
They're hoping. No, those guys. Either two things. You're right. A really long run, 30 laps plus, where everyone will have to go and take tyres, or it's a complete wreck fest and they don't have to fill up.
Right. Bit risky. Bit risky, that.
Yeah, I have a rule that if you can make it on fuel, you've got to at least go in and top up.
Yeah, right. Well, we're starting to see Bevan Moyes now. He's also pitted, so he's making a few moves just yet. In the number 40, again, starting to come forward. And again, it is a fixed truck coming forward. Supposed to be interesting to see now.
Look who's just moved into fifth.
Wow.
Don't jinx it, Jace. Please don't jinx it on the poor bloke. He's had a
Don't
My
tight
money's on
night.
Jules now. My money's on Jules.
He's on Jules. Let's have a bit of a look on board. It looks clear all around. Let's see how he goes. So he's running that sort of mid to higher line. He's not... Is that just the fixed guys that we're seeing run? No, because Julian's open as well, so it's interesting. Anyone got a spare escape key? Got plenty of them.
I like to wrap the seam. Like the bottom of the second lane.
So right where he's running. A little bit lower than where he was running.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I get nervous now. We see Julian in a really good spot. He is in a really good spot after the turmoil that he had. And oh, here he goes.
Gonna make the pass here.
He definitely knows that if he gets in front of these boys up ahead, he's got whole control of the field.
Oh,
catch it.
hold it.
Oh,
That was lucky.
did Bevan hold that? I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yep.
did.
Oh,
Lost a couple of positions, but he's still out there on the field, which is good to see.
here's Julian Wookie and Brian Blundell side by side. Dylan Gray still up the front. Scotty Rankin has actually taken the lead though.
Yeah, Dylan
Darren
knows that
Rodman,
he's in a bit of a different strategy compared to Scotty Rankin, so might as well use Scotty to be in the draft, save some fuel, save some tyres.
Bringing him along for the ride.
Absolutely.
Chris Bleakley now is the truckers in the wall. A leader's using third gear. Wouldn't have a clue, Sammy.
An only person that might know the answer would be Jason, but I don't think they'll be shifting down at all from...
Open you don't shift. I think fixed you may. Let me just have a look. I see if
let's-
Scotty's shifting.
Let's jump on board the cockpit.
Yep. Scotty is shifting.
Okay, there you
There
go.
you go. He's just tapped up. Was that fourth gear there he's just gone to?
Nah, he would drop down to third in the trucks.
Yeah, no. He's just watching him on the replay. So there's third gear probably. Mid corner, then he's accelerating up. Oh, I'm going to call for a back straight.
I see Braden and Kyle are starting to make their way back through the field somewhat after their pit stop.
Oh, who's that? That's your boy in the orange car, mate.
That's the
Of
orange truck.
course. We've had no luck so far this season in the orange.
He's sending
He's-
smoke signals.
He is absolutely, I think it was Jared Gilbert. I'm not sure. Was it Matty Chalker?
it's
No,
Matty
Matty
Chalker.
Chalker.
Matty Chalker.
Yeah, Matty Chalker in the orange car. So there you go. Oh,
Engine's gone too.
that was Chris Leakley almost in the rear of your mate Darren Robb there. That was looking rather close. Get a nice little run though. We're not getting sort of held up, but as you said, Scotty probably the first one who could make it on fuel, which will also put probably Julian in the same sort of window at a guess.
And Kyle and Braden as well.
Yeah, Kyle and Braden they'll have a bit more fuel than the boys ahead, so they definitely should be clear to make it.
6 laps more.
We've got Darren Robb up in P12.
Che Mello into the P10. So Che's doing all right now. He's keep racing to your win. I love his little motto, Jace. Love his little motto on his driver profile there. Keep racing till you win.
I'm gonna have to yell at him after this race. I've been watching him. He's not. He's driving in too deep.
Oh, the coach in Jace is coming out. He's like, he's doing it wrong. So Kyle Ridley now just getting back to the front. Oh, that was a little bit close.
Braden's Gassage just also overtook for P5 as well, so he's very close behind the boys ahead of him.
Oh no, this is Julian and Dylan Gray right in front of you.
Kyle's really good on that low line. A little bit loose there from Julian coming out the exit.
I love this camera angle. It shows you what the truck in front's really doing. Like you can see that. Oh, he's just squared off Dylan there. He's just.
Dylan just lost a position for that too, to Kyle.
Yeah, look how nicely he takes that inside line. That fixed setup's really working for Kyle tonight.
Well, let's also not forget Scotty Rankin's also fixed as well. So
that's correct. Yes.
Yeah, you also got Braden Chigassad also in the fix. So 3 boys in the top 5 in the fix.
Julian with a big wiggle off the corner.
He's giving it a boot full.
There's a nice little battle further back there.
Yeah, Braden just about to try and get past Dylan.
Yeah, they were side by sides on the main straight.
And still side by side. Giving each other space.
Respectful driving, which is what you like to see.
Now swap lines. Dylan was taking the higher line before.
Sammy, it depends on many factors, man. It depends on, I guess, firstly the distance. You know, this is a mile track, so yeah, they kind of work well here. Again, Jace is probably the best one to answer that. Like, are the fixed trucks competitive like everywhere, or just on certain tracks where the open doesn't quite get to stretch its legs properly, or where would you say the fixed sort of stack up, Jace?
Well, to be honest, usually never. The open guys have such an advantage by they shouldn't be competing with each other, to be honest. If this continues to go green, you'll start seeing the open guys, you know, start to manage their tyres properly and start getting speed later in the run.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I don't think we've seen any extended running tonight where you know, the fixed guys are starting to lose the grip on the tyres, and the open guys starting to come into their own. So see how it goes in a few more laps.
Yeah, if we get another 20 laps, you're going to start seeing a big difference between the two sets.
You know, and as I said before, you know, what I've been noticing is that, you know, both Kyle and Braden are taking a nice tight line, so they're pushing hard through the corner.
So Kyle's made the move on Julian too, up into P2 now.
Yeah.
Chasing down Scotty Rankin. Again, he's got 6 laps better fuel. Does that help him?
What type of drop-off would you expect from the tyres once they start to go there, Julian? Jason, sorry.
To be honest, because I haven't done any races this week, I don't know the drop off. And last time we were here was a year ago, and yeah, it's a bit too long ago for me.
Yeah. You'd expect it to be quite significant, though.
Yeah. Like, don't forget, I know with the open guys that they could do a 30.3 from memory in the race set. And we're already at 31.5s, 31.4s, so there's a good idea of where the drop-off is already.
Big dive from Daniel Fritz up the inside of Jake Fox. That was a big dive.
I'll talk about the quickest lap at the moment. Bevan Moise, he's 30.367, he's currently the quickest on the track.
He's on
Obviously,
pace.
on pace at the moment. Yeah, and he's in P7 as well, which is good to see.
There he is right behind Joshua Robinson. So the three boys from the Sharp PIT, that was Matt Chalker coming out of pit lane.
Matt coming back out of the pit lane.
So we've got some nice little battles
yellow
starting
flag.
from Samuel Harris. Oh!
That was close.
Just about put Matt straight back in the pits.
I was just about to say it would not be. Oh no, this is with Darren Robb. Oh no. What's gone on here? Is he just gone in too hot?
Darren's
Oh,
come down
Oh
a bit.
no.
Mm,
oh, crunch in the wall. Oh,
just a misjudgment by millimeters.
just a little contact, and that's all it takes, and around they go.
So this should definitely change the strategy now to the boys that haven't pitted, I'm assuming.
Everyone's got a pill. They should be pitting.
They're gonna have to.
Yeah, we did 24 laps on those tyres.
Mm.
You saw the drop off. Everyone, like Scotty was doing a 31-1 then.
I think we got a lucky dog, which should be Matt Chalker going around, regaining a lap.
Yep. So I think we just said Samuel Harris will get an end of line for entering a closed pit. Limit on tyre changes allowed? Not sure, Sammy.
I wouldn't expect so.
I don't believe there's a
tyre.
limit.
There's no tyre limit on this in this series.
Here they go. They're all peeling off.
Yep, they're all going in.
The entire field, I think.
Got
Brandon
Rankin,
Griffiths has
Kyle
stayed out.
Woodley.
Brandon's staying out.
He stayed out. He did stop on lap 20 though, so again, a little interesting choice there.
Well, he might be playing for another safety car, and
So Scotty Rankin's
what happens.
just on the way out. No, he's just in his bay. Left side being worked on, down, and there goes
And
Kyle
Ridley's
Ridley.
lead.
Oh, he got him. He got him.
Because Kyle did pit 6 laps afterwards, so he
That's right.
did have to feel less as well, so
yes,
that worked
sure
out
the
really
pit
well for him.
time. Sure, the pit time. Carl's
So-
done that quite a few times through the races that I've had with him before. He's very good at that.
It's actually funny they both had. It was half a second difference. That was quick. That was the difference between Kyle Ridley getting out in front of Scott or behind him. The shortest stop was Braden Sagassa with a 14.4.
Yeah, so Sagassa also pitted at the same time as Ridley the time before as well, so
That's correct.
yeah, I think he must have taken less fuel than Kyle.
I don't think fuel would have been a issue here because they would have been topping up, not taking full fuel. It'd be hitting the box correctly. Because everyone would have been waiting on tyres.
Yeah, your tyres kind of cover your fuel at that basis, so you'd be, as soon as your left side hits the ground, you'd be shooting off like a rocket trying to get out of there. But so we did see Kyle jump him, so we'll have to see now how this plays out because it's going to put a nice little fierce competition. Because remember, Brendan Griffiths pitted lap 20, so again, that's a long run to get through.
Yeah, I just wondered before when you were having a look at Scotty Rankin on pit lane, I swore that I saw him have to reverse back a little bit. He might have
that would be it.
I thought I saw that. Yeah, I thought I did see the over judgment. Right,
Yeah,
he
that's
goes
gonna be
Kyle Ridley
interesting.
up on the outside, and he's made that stick very easily.
A lot more grip on those tyres.
Yeah, Scotty Rankin following right behind him as well.
I'm going to get
And I
that
think with
job
Mookie
done.
as well.
Yeah, looks like Mookie on the top side. Looks like those boys are going to make this.
Contact.
Oh, that
Nasty contact.
middle, high, everywhere. Cars going all over the place. Bevan Moyes, let's have a look at that. Oh,
So
oh, he just, there's nothing he could do.
how
Oh,
would
no,
you-
Darren Rob's in
no.
there. And that's the 29 of Glenn Wilkinson as well. Oh,
approach the rest of the race now, Jason? Would you put fast laps in at the beginning, and then settle into a rhythm and try to maintain your tyres, or?
I tend not to try and set fastest laps. It just puts too much heat into tyres. So I'd be trying to just manage my position, work my way through the field. Well, depending on where I was, obviously. If I was in the lead in this scenario, because I'd probably don't want to pit again.
Yep.
I wouldn't be overusing my tyres. I'd just be managing whatever the position is to try to get to the front, or if I was in the lead, I'd just be managing the gap.
So you just be trying to settle into a nice groove just to begin with, and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just unlucky. Unfortunately, that incident caused 2 other drivers to make a bit of contact. And hopefully not too much damage for the boys. But Kyle Ridley with the lead. And we saw Brandon Griffith went into the pitch, I believe, as well. So
yes, you did.
he's learnt his lesson to maybe next time pit with the rest of the field.
Nah, man, you got to take those lead laps, man. You just got to take the time in the sun, man. Got to be up there.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, sometimes you just don't know, I guess, if it's going to be green running or if it's going to be another caution coming out. Obviously, we knew that he'd taken, he had quite a fair bit more fuel left on board compared to the others.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is that everyone behind you is on fresh set of rubbers, especially when you got 30, if not 40 laps difference. It makes a massive difference, like 1 second difference. Like 2-3 cars will get you in the first lap. So
See,
yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Tyre
I'll let you go.
management I find this tyre management quite fascinating, actually. Being a road racer, we don't have to manage our tyres to the extent as what the trucks do. So it certainly adds some spice to what's coming ahead.
Yeah, I think that's the nice thing with strategy in these races. It adds a layer of complexity to it.
Very much so. Sorry, Tyler, you were going to say something?
Oh no, I've got to say, like, tyres can be a massive difference. Like I've practiced the IO1. I know you've been in that car lately, and yeah, one spin I go from like fresh new tyres to like 50% wear. So
Certainly feels like it.
yeah, so I think their trucks are probably a little bit similar when with the boys spin. They do a donut to an incident, the tyres are basically gone.
We'll give you that in just a moment, Sammy.
We have Fritzy up to P11.
Yeah, he's slowly making his way up there. Miko Lock in P10, which is good to see.
Jay Mallow
Got Robin
chases
Wilkinson,
Dark Horse.
17 and 18.
Yeah, Jay Mallow's
Yeah,
P6.
slowly getting there.
So we're on lap 58. Starting lap 59, Sammy. So Kyle Ridley's going to get an even run. Julian Mookie now going really deep under driving. There you go. He's gotten... Can Scotty return?
Nice switch.
And up and over.
I'd expect these front guys to put a couple of hard laps in and then just settle into the rhythm, knowing how Kyle races. I think that would be his mindset, and Scotty will just go along for the ride. These fixed guys are so good on the restarts, aren't they?
Yeah. Julie Mookie on the outside as well. Like what Jason said, you don't want to be too far on the outside because your tyres warm up a bit more than normal.
Also, there's very little grip up there.
Well, that's where you would expect all the marbles to be, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You always want to be where the grip is. iRacing on ovals, they put all these, when they make amendments to or changes to the track, they add and remove grip in certain places.
Yeah, yep.
And you've just got to go and find it. And that's what obviously practice and stuff like that is all about.
That's correct, yeah.
Ooh, Scotty.
So Gasser up to P3.
And Shay right behind Scallop. Scotty Rankin for P4.
I just get the feeling that both Kyle and Braden have been the standouts tonight. Scotty as well. It's amazing that how Julian's come back through the field to be in the position where he is now. After all these fantastic luck he's had tonight.
Yeah, Julian's had an absolute stellar.
Yeah, they're turning it up a little bit now. Some fast laps being done.
Oh, a little bit loose there.
No,
he's gonna
he saved it.
Oh,
He saved it.
Wow.
I was going to say that he currently had the quickest lap with a 30.302, so...
How he held that on the grass.
And you boys put the mockers on him.
I'm not mentioning his name again, honestly.
Commentator's curse, we call it. Commentator's curse.
I keep hearing about this commentator's curse. I don't want to be a part of that legend.
But Che Mello just sneaking on up now in P5. He's right behind Scotty Rankin.
Yeah, well, this is the dark horse that Jason was talking about.
Yeah, that's right. So again, another open driver. We need him. We need him, Jace, to get those banners on the truck, mate.
Oh yeah, we need to find Gareth. Gareth has gone back to work. So
missing in action.
paint, I don't know how to paint.
Oh, come on, Jace. You can't just tell me you're a driver.
I am a driver. Do you think you saw my truck in the Discord? Do you think I painted that?
I'm with you, Jason. I've got no idea.
A bit of a standout. Dylan Gray's gone backwards. He's getting to P8. Again, not really able to execute and get that run. So given the fact there's 34 laps left, 40 maybe, I wonder if he can actually start to climb his way forward.
This year he has yet two open cars right ahead of him, so it's going to be difficult to get past them alone, let alone the fixed drivers as well. Oh, yellow flags.
Robertson in P3's been very, very under the radar tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely has. He's nice and clean.
Pretty up. Oh, no, he's kind of wiggled.
Oh no!
Oh, not. Oh, there's only. Oh, that's interesting. That's racing. That's what goes on.
Yep.
So that now brings.
Like how Fritzy was trying to do some reverse parking at 120 mile an hour there.
You're right. So Che Mello now, P5 is going to put him right up on this pack now for a relaunch. Will we see him? Oh, boys. Oh. Josh Robinson and Julian Mookie, they stayed out. So did Bevan Moyes, they come in. So all three of the Sharp EIT boys, they stayed into pit lane. So is that the team play you're talking about, Jace? Is that the team tactics working together?
That is a time to actually fake going into the pits, because it's on the border of, well, say if 2/3 of the field go in, it's easy for the guys who it was Josh, right? So Josh would easily come back through the field because most of the people would be behind him, so he has to overtake people that are on older tires. So that was the time to do a fake and try and get someone into the pits. I don't know if he had already committed and was going to hit the barrier or...
Well, it just seems weird that all three of the boys there, you've got Julian Mookie,
Yeah.
Bevan Moyes and Joshua Robinson all pitted, and they're all from the same team. So I'm just wondering if that might have been a little bit of a
Scotty's gone in too.
team tactic. Yeah, Scotty's now in. That's going to drop him back.
Yeah, because he will go last on the lead lap.
Did he maybe psych himself out and miss the window to get in? Because that's going to be... Oh, he's taking tyres as well, so this is going to be a long stop for him. I thought it might have just been a top-up, but no.
I would have probably taken tyres that time. We got 35 laps to go.
Fresh tyres.
Fresh tyres. There's 18 laps on the tyres, or probably about 15 green.
That would be a big advantage, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You're a long way back, though. And you're also just coming out with the guys who just pitted as well, so that makes
Scott
it
has
interesting.
damage. He's been in there for a long time.
That's too.
Oh, he's out now.
Was he repairing?
I reckon he might have been repairing because he
Oh,
wasn't on the jacks.
that'll almost be close to an unsafe pit exit, too. Got out over that yellow line. Maybe he got it back just in time. Oh, wow, watch him. He's only coming through 3 and 4 now. Fields in 1
he'll
and
catch
2.
up to the pack.
Oh, yeah, get
He'll
up
catch
there,
up.
but it's going to be hard to get through, though, isn't it, from way back there, mate? 18th spot now.
Oh yeah, it's not the time to drop right back like he did.
Safety car lights are out. We will be going back green this time around. Once again, joined with special guests Dougie Gowans and Jason Holdsworth. Jay's sadly not racing tonight. Has no monitor, so cannot do it. But all right, here we go. The two combatants, Kyle Ridley and Braden Sagas, have both been epic on the restarts. And
they've been
it
epic all
hasn't
night,
changed.
haven't they?
And look who it is. It's your boy, Jason. You called it early on. You said you had your money on Che.
He even went right to the back, remember, when he had that issue on the restart.
Yes, he was.
So he's now got young Dylan Gray just pestering him, but again, that's a P3 with a decent run with, what do we say, like 25 laps, 30 laps? He could get there. So we'll keep our eyes on Che Mello there.
Oh, Huckle and Griffiths have been having a pretty steady run tonight. They've been keeping out of trouble, and yeah, they've always been there and thereabouts.
You say that, but there's very little paint down the right-hand side of Ryan's car. I think that's why Jace has got an all-black car, because you don't really see it when it rubs on the wall.
No, I don't hit the wall.
That's what they all claim.
What are you talking about? When was the last time you saw me hit the wall?
Sonoma?
Yeah, it's never.
No, you
No, I
hit
didn't
the
hit the
wall,
wall at
Sonoma, did
Sonoma.
you?
Oh, no, I hit Chris.
Oh, that's right, it's Chris. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Right, so Che's now just put a bit of a gap to Dylan Gray's now, chasing down Braden Sagasa, and he's making a bit of headway. This little pack here is angry. This is an angry pack. Sorry, dude.
I was almost 3 wide coming into that corner with those boys. Scotty Rankin trying to go through the field as well.
He's up to P11, so he's gotten a start, but this is an angry pack. There is some fast trucks in here, and some who pitted sort of out of sequence, with others. Well, some that did pit when others didn't, but
Scotty on fresh tyres, he can push pretty hard for the opening few laps.
yeah, you've still got
quite.
30 laps. You don't want to be...
Julian's got new tyres. Yeah.
Oh, Bevan Moyes just getting a little out of shape. Or was it John?
In that
No, it was
picture,
Bevan Moyes, yeah.
yeah, with Moyes. In that picture, the 3 yellow cars that we can see on the field, they also did pit for first rubbers as well with
That's right.
Rankin. So these boys here, they want to make it work as quick as possible to get back to the front.
Julian there on screen now. What is going on up the front here? Looks like Braden and Kyle are actually working somewhat together.
They look like it, don't they?
They have put a bit of a gap on the field. Almost a second now to Che Mello. Again, that's interesting play right now.
Oh, we've got to remember last week, Braden Sagassa was all behind Scotty Rankin for 10 laps, and I think this time he's actually working with Kyle Ridley as a teammate. To the last lap, it's Daniel Fritz is coming on the inside.
Oh, who was that? Nicky Block. The big
Yeah,
flash.
unfortunately, our Aussie, we don't have the best internet in the world.
So who's that? Darren Robb now looking like he might have a bit of pace on board. He did pit on lap 56, so he's kind of in between the ones who pitted on 51 and the ones who pitted on that 67 window. He's kind of in that mid-range, so see what he can do now. But that pack in front of him is very angry.
They're still trying to sort themselves out, aren't they?
They are trying to sort themselves out. And then you got another pack forming just up ahead of that, which has got Scotty Rankin, Chris Bleakley, Julian Wilkie, Dylan Gray in it. And they're trying to push forward.
They are pushing forward. Mookie, like he started outside the top 10 at the restart, so to be up that far, good effort. Same thing with Scotty Rankin as well, who was way out there.
Scott right behind him, that's right.
So it's lap 79 coming around to put 79 in the books, which is actually 129.
They're starting to pull back Kyle and Braden now.
Yeah, just... Oh, caution. Get in the window. Not seeing a yellow flag. Oh,
And the car, they're moving at the moment. Going around the last corner now in front of the leaders.
well, Che. Oh, Che was really slow then.
Scotty's splitting the needle in the middle.
What happened to Che then?
Yeah, he slowed right down, didn't
He
he?
just got real slow mid-corner, so...
Same issue like he had on that restart. It's like
Yeah.
the accelerator didn't work. Or something.
Might be having mechanical issues with his pedals.
Yeah, hope not, eh? But that's giving a bit more of a gap to these two boys up front. Kyle Ridley, Braden Sagassa now with a 1.2 second gap over Julian here in P3. Scotty Rankin in the picture there as well.
Robertson coming up to the back of Gray.
Boys,
One of the ones that pitted.
can I just throw a curveball in here and just say, will we see a fixed truck podium?
It's very possible, isn't it?
Jinx third place. Don't jinx third place.
Look, after
I won't say the name, but don't jinx him.
So
After
the name we're talking about, Scotty
after
Rankin, you're talking
qualifying.
about?
Is Scotty in third place?
Not yet, not yet.
looks
But
like
Scotty's having a good race. He's on fresh tyres.
We show Julian Mookie and his teammate Joshua Robson as well on the back of Dylan Gray at the moment, trying to get into P5.
Just to answer your question there, Robert, wouldn't surprise me after qualifying and what we've seen throughout the race. I think the fixed setup tonight has been really strong. But we have not seen that extended run on the tyres at this stage.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I think if we get the longer run, I think we'll see the open boys just manage it a little better. I think the fixed guys have got it you know, initially off the restart, they're able to press on. Oh,
Well,
Julian,
you see
Julian,
Julian's been
stop
able,
it.
yeah, Julian's been able to close the gap. Both Kyle and Braden got out to a second in front of Julian, and he's now brought that back.
And he's also
Yeah.
just put a bit of gap on Scotty Rankin as well. So he's the truck's working a little better now into that slightly longer run. We've got 21 laps to go. So again, if this goes green to the end, I'd expect the open trucks to start moving forward.
Well, Kyle and Braden didn't pit. Scotty did pit. Julian
And so did
pit,
Julian Mickey.
That's right. So they're all on fresh rubber, and Kyle and Braden are trying to hang it out.
So just riding on board with Dylan Gray now on his nose. That's what he's seeing up in
Joshua
front of him.
Robertson on left.
Getting very tight there for P2 as well.
So Joshua Robinson trying to put the move on. Does
I think
he?
Josh done a very good race tonight.
Very underrated for a driver, to be honest.
Up 10 spots. Up 10 spots, and he has made that move on Dylan Gray. So the fresher tyres now just starting to work a little bit. Dylan did pit on lap 55. Joshua 67, Scott Rankin 68. So
12,
Braden
13 laps.
Sagassa was 51, Julian Mookie was 67, and Kyle Ridley was also 51. So we see the front now just starting to take a little bit of a different look.
And you see Braden's now gone back to fourth. He's obviously starting to suffer with his tyre wear.
So Braden's last lap was a 31.3. His best is a 30.32, so we're looking at about a 1.2 second drop there from his best to his last lap. So we'll just keep an eye on his lap and see if he's hurting a little bit. And see if
in
anyone
my honesty,
jumps out.
the question is to Jason, if a yellow flag came out now, if you're the leader, would you be boxing?
Nah, if I was Kyle, I would. If I was Julian, I wouldn't. Only because Kyle, he's on old tyres. If he wants to win, he's going to have to take tyres.
So 31.36, Braden Sagassa's last lap. Both Scott Rankin and Julian Mookie were 31.08 last lap. So again, they're on pace, but how long does Scott have on those tyres before they start to drop off?
Well, not just that,
Look at this.
Joshua Robertson
Yeah, I was just-
slowly creeping up as well.
Yeah, here comes
Yeah.
Josh.
We just picked him up. He's going to drive down the bottom. He's going to make that pass stick very quickly. And he'll get on after Scotty Rankin and Julian Mookie. So we might see another sharp EIT.
Actually, what
in the podium.
Kyle wants to be looking in his rear mirror at those two fighting for position.
And it'll be tasty, but I've got to say, Kyle's doing an enormous job as well. He's on all the tyres and maintaining his position as much as possible in front. I think he's doing a phenomenal job to stay up there.
Julian just-
Carl's really good. Carl's really good at tyre management and fuel management. But it doesn't surprise me that he's still up there running with a decent pace.
There's Scotty Rankin on the inside of Julian.
We're looking directly across. Oh!
I like how Josh has come up to the front of the field and said, "Hello, here I am."
Yep,
Yeah, Josh is right
absolutely
there.
out of nowhere.
It's right there.
That is P4. So don't forget, we do have two podiums here. We do have a fixed and an open podium. So at the moment, Julian, Josh, and Dylan Gray are your open podium. And Kyle, Scott, and Braden Sagassa are your fixed podium. So again, not a bad podium to have.
I can tell you right now, both Kyle and Scott would not care less about that. They would just want to, if they could win the race, they would want to win the race. Absolutely. Those two are great.
All of a sudden there from the bushes.
Oh,
He's had that happen a few times tonight, hasn't he? On the exit of the corners.
is that just the nature of the truck, Jace, or is that just the driver just pushing a little bit? Oh, it's his teammate.
Julian.
Driver. Too much accelerator, too much wheel in it.
Yeah.
How close was that with his teammate Josh then? He almost binned both of them then.
I think what Julian has to do is just cool his head down and just follow his teammate. His teammate's driving such clean lines at the moment, and I think he's doing the right thing not to overcook the tyres, just taking his time up there in the field. We'll see, 3 wide.
Oh, Jay,
Oh, it's just wrong.
Braden Sagassa, Chris Bleakley and Bevan Moyes all are in here. Remember, Bevan Moyes is the odd fish in that sea as well. He has pitted 16 laps later, so he does have the better tyres if he can use them, but getting caught where he is right now, not able to get past these boys again. He is on the fixed setup.
We've got a race for the lead too.
Scott Rankin and
Oh,
yep.
Scotty,
Well,
not fresher
Scotty's-
tyres.
Scotty's got the fresher tyres.
Still
No,
10
10
to
laps
go.
to go.
He's got a very good strategic head on him, Scotty has. Carl's just doing an awesome job. I mean, when did he pit? 51.
Lap 51, yeah. He's gonna
Yeah.
dive underneath. Oh, look at the wash. Oh, they're both pushing up the track.
You just gotta be careful not to target Scotty on the exit.
And what they should do now is just try to work with each other and keep that pace up.
Well, let's not forget Josh Robinson is about a second back, 0.9 back.
Coming
Three-
up some lap traffic.
Third through seventh is all now open trucks, so the open trucks are just starting to work their way forward. So they all are pretty much.
It backs up Jason's statement as well that the boys that didn't pit with Rankins, with the Robertson, Mookie, and that, like Sagassa for example, he was up there at the front, now he's just falling back behind the others.
He's
I
back
know
in the
Chris
P8
Blakely.
now, yeah.
Yeah. Even Chris Blakely caught on to him as well, so.
Carl has done very well to stay in a second.
Oh yeah.
Dylan Gray now, currently P5, third in class, so yeah, on the podium, but Che is not far away. Joshua Robinson now making time up over these boys at the front, so I'm not quite sure if their tyres are hurting, but he's definitely making time up now.
I'd imagine that Kyle managed to keep the same pace between himself and Robertson for P2. I thought, considering it completely older tyres.
Yeah, very impressive drive.
You can see he's a little bit slower on the entry of the corners, and it's quicker on the exit.
I mean, 49 laps on those tyres. That's a bit of an effort.
6 to go. It'll be 5 this time round, but we are watching Joshua Robinson there. Julian not too far away, but just far enough away to be cruising on around. Oh, just slipped straight up the track on that entry.
Yeah, I think he just overcooked the tyres when he first tried to get through the field. He was the quickest out of all the boys getting there first, but unfortunately it's not working for him at the moment. Josh was looking all over Kyle Ridley for P2. 5 laps to go.
Kyle Ridley is actually Julian Wookie just had the fastest lap in the top 4. Scotty Rankin still on pace with the open guys, 31.36. The open guys are 31.4, 31.3, so he's still on pace. But again, he did pit lap 68, so he does have much fresher tyres on, and he is running around the same sort of window as these yellow trucks that are coming up behind him. So yeah, something really interesting to sort of see is with 4 laps to go, does Kyle manage to hang these on, or how far does he fall back given the last few laps of the race?
So how would you set up the pass on Kyle there, Jason?
Oh, I can't tell you all my secrets, can I?
You put the
Jason,
nose on the
it's-
rear of the truck and you just push him up offline and then you just dive underneath him.
It's just between you and me, Jason.
Yeah, no one's listening.
Usually, I'd be pushing the guy, like, be right on his bumper, scaring him into corners. Usually, most people will overdrive it.
That looks exactly what Josh is doing right now. Closes right up on entry.
I can do a bump and run, but I prefer not to. But it's bump and run's the easiest way on a short track, to be honest.
2 to go.
We are
Yeah,
on
me
the-
up a bit.
we are coming around. Scotty Rankin is going to lead us on to the final lap.
And Josh is going to try and come up the inside. He's got the run. He would have to grip.
And he's going to have the grip. He'll get off the corner better too. He'll dive it down the bottom and he'll drive off.
but look at that.
Kyle sliding there.
Kyle.
No, Josh,
Wow.
there's no... The first lane, there's no grip.
They're just a little bit too low there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just see Scotty Rankin there coming around. A checkered flag is waving. And Kyle Ridley is going to
really?
hang on for second. Outright, he is going to
Unbelievable
hang on for that drive. That was a fantastic drive. Barney waving that arm. I think he's going to fall over. Barney, slow down, son. Calm down. You're
He's giving me a heart
excited.
attack just looking at him.
Yeah, you're excited, buddy. Calm down.
Well, that was a great win by Scotty Rankin. Obviously, you know, he had his thinking brain on and pitted at the right time and had the fresher tyres to come back through the field. But for me tonight, the driver was Kyle Ridley. You know, to hold on for that long with tyres that old, just an amazing drive.
And I did call it early on that Kyle Ridley would have a bit of a statement to prove after last week and having a
Yeah,
bit of a shocker. I did, so it was definitely one to have. So very interesting, good race from the boys involved. So
and Josh come back through the field beautifully, didn't he? You know, he just timed his run lovely and gave it everything he could, but just couldn't get Kyle at the end.
Yeah,
I think Scotty's got to get driver of the day. Don't forget he pitted a lap after everyone else, but he went right to the back of the field. He was last on the
That's
lead
right.
lap.
Oh yeah, no, it was a great drive from him, absolutely. To see 2 fixed boys up the front, wow, unexpected.
if Sammy's still awake right now, you see that being in the fixed, you do have an opportunity to win a race overall. So
just waiting on Bevan Moyes or Kyle Ridley to join the chat, and we'll have a chat with these boys.
I might leave you guys to the interviews while
All
I
right,
go.
Jace. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Again,
okay.
ladies and gentlemen, Jason Holdsworth. We'll see him back on track hopefully next week. So again, we'll
Definitely
be
next
watching out for
week.
that. And Jason,
Coming
going
to you
into
coming to you from his villa in the Philippines.
yeah. Stop it.
Thank
Don't
you for having
wind
me
him
up
up.
here.
No, Jason,
See you,
honestly,
Jason.
thanks for helping us out tonight, mate. Thanks for coming in, and
worries.
we'll look for you on
Thanks for
track
having
next
me.
week. Ah, always,
Yeah,
buddy,
looking
always.
forward to going back on track.
Cool. All right, mate. You go and
There you
enjoy your
go.
night.
So, yeah.
So, Tyler, you know what I'm going to do?
Yep.
We're going to bring Mr. Kyle Ridley in, and we're going to let Mr. Gowans run the interview. What do you reckon?
mate, it sounds good, mate.
You reckon? We reckon we can do that?
Yeah, I reckon we can do that. Want me to drag him in?
Well, let's get him on screen. You can drag him on in. Why not? Mr. Gowans, take it away.
Who have we got?
Kyle Ridley.
Kyle Ridley. Kyle, you were my driver for the night. How did you find that? You know, on old tyres, I think you had 49 laps on the on the tyres towards the end there.
Yeah, I had a few laps on them. They were, I guess, past their best with a few guys, definitely with Scott chasing me with 15 lap pressure tyres, which made it hard to when I saw he was there, I tried to defend. I did what I could, but it just didn't quite happen. So still happy with the P2. But now that I've learned that you're my pick, I know why I lost.
Good on you. Good on you.
Sheesh.
I see that you're running quite a lot there tonight with Braden. Was there any hint of a bit of teamwork going on in regards to fuel saving and just keeping up that pace?
No, I'm the only car out there for myself, so I had a few boys, like bits and pieces in the Discord tonight, so I could time some starts and whatnot, but no, it's just all myself, just managed the fuel, managed the tyres. Definitely a unique circumstance tonight with the red flag. I was hoping that we could get to lap 75 and we would call it. That's why I just kept staying out in the first part of that race, but
that
directors did pick it at lap 50, so that's all good. And yeah, I just raced my ass off, got P2 and so close, but not quite close enough.
Yeah. So, what did you find was the strengths tonight in the fixed setup? We could see that you guys were so quick from the restarts, and you're able to, pump out some very fast laps to get a little bit of a break on the field. Was that you guys just pushing as hard as you can, or the strengths of the setup just coming into play?
I guess the fixed setup was decent this week. We were, the open guys had a little bit on the long race pace, but no, I mean we didn't have much long race pace. I didn't have much opportunities to show it, but all in all, the setups were quite similar.
Yeah, we were querying it through the broadcast, actually. Obviously there was quite a few cautions there, and we didn't get to see that extended run, and therefore the big differences between the open and the fixed setup.
That's it. I'd prepared for a long run, and I was pretty confident I could do 70 laps on those tyres, but just didn't need to use that.
Yeah, well, I think you and Scott done a fantastic job tonight in the fixed, and Tyler, do you have any questions there for Kyle or Rob?
Oh no, I think he's a very happy man compared to the poor week, unlucky week, so I'll say for last week. It's always good to see you back on top. We know that you're a good driver, and well deserved second place.
Thanks, Tyler. Scott did outsmart me today, but I was close.
Look, I'll give those shout-outs, mate.
Well,
yeah, my shout-outs, of course. Just let me grab the list because I've
got time to ask another question, don't you?
Completely unprepared.
I'm after
I'd like to thank my sponsors of Bullring Motor Group, RaceLab Overlays, Dr. Epoxy, Next Level Racing, RSR Graphics, and of course my team Vermilion. Thank you for having me, and it's been good so far.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, we'll get Kyle out of here. Kyle is gone. All right. Well, Mr. Gaines, you did really well there. I mean, I think you might be taking my job soon.
Me, I'm just a chatterbox once I eat chocolate. I've been munching on a block of chocolate for the last half hour.
Well, you can yabber on some more when we bring in Mr. Scotty Rankin. So let's get him in, and you can take it away, Dougie.
Oh, Scotty Rankin, what a drive tonight, mate. What a drive. You certainly had your thinking hat on, didn't you?
Always in a NASCAR, brother. Always got the thinking hat on. Tonight, I just said to Kyle, it was do whatever he didn't do. I actually got really, really lucky that Bryce Meddings wasn't actually able to run tonight. He was actually giving me information because I called to him and I said, look, how many cars pit under that last caution from the fixed class? And he said, 3. I thought, sweet, I'm busting for a P. We'll get in, we'll get it done, and we'll do something different. And you can't afford to do what they do in case there's a long green flag run. Like, you just got to do something different. I knew my strength was passing. I knew I didn't have the pace of those guys. I just had to do something different.
Well, that's one thing that we didn't see tonight, was it? Too much of an extended long pace run. Quite a few cautions out there, and we were talking about it during the broadcast in regards to how the fixed setup would compare with the open setups. And so what was your thoughts on the strengths of the fixed setup?
Fixed setup was very, very good into the corner and off of the corner. Opens, Julian was so mega on the middle of the corner. Like that was the difficulty, because if we're even on the middle of the corner, it wouldn't have been such a scrap. Yeah, it was all mid corner space. Like, we had to stop the car, turn the car, point the car, and shoot the car. That was what the strategy was like. I think one of the biggest things, like I was learning all night long. That's what's something I think a lot of these guys got to do. Like I knew coming in, we were off the pace slightly. We weren't quite there. So thinking, learn something, do something different. Some of those earlier runs where I come for the pits, I was looking at tire wear and going, okay, well I was slightly worse on the fronts. We'll go backwards with the brake bias. We'll see what we can do. Even searching around the track for where the speed is as well. That's you can't understate how critical that is, because as soon as I do that 4 or 5 times, I can now run every lane. You know, I can overtake in every lane, and look how key that was.
Yeah, absolutely. And you must be happy to see fixed setups in P1 and P2 for the race tonight.
I'm blown away. Big shout out to iRacing. I think it's Christian Challoner is the name of the guy. I'll have to hit my contacts up, double check it's Christian Challoner who does the setups. But since the new damage model overhaul, they're something else. They're just so much more balanced.
Yep.
If you look back, even 3 months ago, they just lent on the right front tire, and it was just wear the right front tire. It was about balancing the right front tire, and that was it.
Yeah, we had a special guest in the com box tonight. We had Jason Holsworth coming to us from his villa in the Philippines, and I was picking his brain all night in regards to the strengths of the fixed setup and how the setups would run and what tyres would be affected. So I think you've done a fantastic job tonight, mate, and congratulations on P1. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone?
First and foremost, absolutely everyone in the field. They saw me coming on the fresher tyres in that last run and just said, "Hey, have it." It took some bravery. It took some wiggling about in some rear view mirrors. Big shout out to Dylan Gray and Shane Miller. I think that was there was millimeters. There was a 50-cent coin either side of the car, I think, on that one. But yeah, just I had so much fun just cutting through cars and running on different strategies to guys. Big shout out to Right Sim Racing, all the guys that I'm not used to this.
You're usually on the other side, aren't you?
Yeah. That's the problem. So big shout out to Bliss Homes, Mark Hughes Foundation, Game Gear Direct, Card Effects. Big shout out to Bryce Meddings for spotting me there at the tail end, just feeding me race information so I could get my race brain on, and just the whole field. It was just that is my all-time favorite race not by much, but that one now ranks as the best just because of that last run.
That's what you want to bring away from this, isn't it? Well done for the night, mate. Congratulations on P1. Fantastic drive.
Well done, buddy.
Well done.
All right, mate. We'll catch you on the next week, hopefully, where we can chat to you once again.
Pleasure, everyone. Thank you so much.
See ya.
All right, let's get Scotty out of here. All right, you want to bring in Mr. Dylan Gray, Tyler, and we'll have a chat with Mr. Dylan Gray. Mr. Gray, we've been letting Dougie Gowans do the interviews, mate. So the next person you're going to talk to is Dougie. So go ahead, Dougie. Take it away.
I got a mouth full of chocolate. I thought you and Tyler were taking this one.
No, I'll take this one. Then I'll leave this one. Dylan, P3 overall. P5 overall. P3 for open class. How was it out there tonight for you as an open driver?
Let's just say that was one of the hardest oval races I've ever done.
Why would you say hardest races? Take us through it. Tell us more about why it was hardest.
Looking after the tyres, I've never had to look after the tyres that much on a stint to try and keep with. Like, I was honestly working with Kyle pretty much for the whole race, and since we had the red flag, I was there with Kyle on pace, roughly, and that would saving tyres, and then we had the red flag, and then I don't know what happened. I think something just went straight out of my ear. I just went, I can't keep up with Kyle with my tyres anymore, and that more worried about where people are in open split, not what people around me, everything.
So it's interesting you say it was a hard night, because we just heard from Scotty, and again, like pitch strategy. So we saw you come in lap. You would have been, or I think it was around that 51 as well.
Yeah, I was about lap 40 something, because I had to pit again under. I think between lap 50 and 60 with that safety car there, because I ended up getting a bit of front end damage, so I took some time out of that, which was good.
Yeah,
and then literally
We just heard from Scotty saying that the new damage model has also changed the fixed setup, so it doesn't lean quite as hard on the front right. So when you say looking after tyres, what are you turning? Are you talking like your front tyres, your rear tyres? You're overdriving the rear, like
rears mainly, because when I was turning in, I was mainly going from low line to middle line to low, trying to get the speed and that, and pretty much using the throttle to get the truck around the corner instead of using the brake to get the nose pointed in to try and get it around the corner.
So do you think you might be learning a little bit more of a technique to better perform on these sorts of tracks and stuff?
Oh, 100%. I think this is one of the best results on ovals I've had, including from last season. I think I'm getting more used to the way the truck drives and all that on the ovals, which is helping me a lot.
Yeah, nice. Well, mate.
Hey, Dylan. Just before Dylan goes there. Hey, Dylan. It's Doug here, mate. Good race tonight.
Yeah, it was a good race, which I was happy about.
Yeah,
I think if according to my calculation, and I shouldn't be talking about fucking championship, but I am. I think Josh and I are tied on points coming into next week.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I was going to say, we saw you consistently running in, around about the top 5 all night long, and you had some very close medals. How did you find the driving standards tonight?
Driving standard was awesome tonight, including with people with the newer tyres coming through the field. They just waited until coming out of the corners to make the move, not dive bombing it into the corner to push you out wide, almost into the wall.
Yeah,
which I liked.
Yeah, of course, especially when you're running up the top 5, you're all going as fast as you can, or as as close as you can. So yeah, no, very, very good run tonight, mate. I was very impressed watching you. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, mate. Well, time to give those shout outs and thank the people that bring you back each week. Tell everyone at home who they are.
SLM Motorsports, CFR for putting on the league, and also you guys putting on the broadcasts, and pretty much everyone that is turning up to the races to make the race happen.
Yeah, nice. Well said, mate. Well, I'll let you get out of here and go and celebrate that podium. It is a P3, and still just another stepping stone for you in what should be an illustrious season, and hopefully we see you at the pointy end later on.
Hopefully it's now time for shut-eye.
Hey, we've still got Dougie Gowans in the com box, mate. Don't you talk about shut-eye. Shush.
and I'm eating chocolate.
Yeah. I'm up at 4.
But well done, Dylan. Well done, mate. Good drive tonight.
Mate.
And we'll chat you later on, buddy.
See ya.
I think Tyler should take the next one.
Don't go.
Oh, you moved him out. Good on you.
Oh, sorry.
You want Tyler to take Julian's one. All right, well, let's get Julian up here. Let's drag him in. I don't need to talk to this man. I spoke to him before anyway. So, Tyler, take it away, buddy.
Julian, congratulations on P2 for the Open, P4 overall. We obviously saw a late strategy for your team. What went through your mind during that moment for the last pit stop?
Yeah, I was a little worried when no one else seemed to pit and it was just our team, but yeah, tyres are key here, so I was quite happy that we'd make our way up the front eventually. And it turned out to be I guess the winning strategy because Scott did it, but yeah, if I managed my tyres slightly better, I could probably give race for the lead with Scott there.
Yeah, well, obviously, we've been keeping track with you all night, and especially on the first server, you had pretty unlucky in that first server.
To say the least.
It's just great that you kept your head straight and you kept yourself calm, and no matter what happened, you had to you recovered really well, and I could say that's an awesome drive that you did tonight.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had a bit of a shocker. Scott and I touched a few too many times. And then for some reason, when I'm crashing in iRacing, my PC is crashing. So
really?
I lost 4 laps But I knew there'd be enough cautions to get the lucky dog and get them back.
I think I did mention at some stage there that you got the biggest lucky dog I've ever seen.
Yeah, so I was three laps down when they changed servers, so they put me back on the lead lap, which was nice of them.
At one stage there, Rob said that he was going to ban us from mentioning your name because every time we tried to talk about you, something happened. So that was the commentator's curse coming at you thick and fast.
Yeah, had a few wild moments out there as well. Just I was having fun, but I think I evaded the rears a few too many times.
Well, we did have Jason Holdsworth in the combox, and he was like, I'm not going to say the name of the person in third place, because that was sheer running. He's like, I'm not saying the name. I said, are you talking to Scotty Rankin? He goes, is he in third place? He's just trying to get him to do it. He wouldn't do it, but, it was it's interesting to watch, mate.
Yeah, so I had good fun out there, and it was great to have my teammates out there. Unfortunately, they got an early start in the morning, so shout out to Josh for his win in Open. He's not really an oval guy, so that's great to get a win in that. And Bevan, who's probably our opal king, but he must have had some bad luck there at the end, but he still managed a podium in the fixed class.
Yeah, you'll have to pass on our congratulations to Josh when you get a chance. I did hear he had to buzz off because of work in the morning, so it's...
Yeah, 4 a.m. start for him, I think.
Oh, oof, that's early. But you boys got any questions for Julian before we get him to do shout-outs and we get into this race review?
No, just from me, just very impressive tonight to watch. As you know, Julian, this isn't typically my series, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed. I really enjoyed the difference between the how the fixed reacted tonight with his tyres compared to the opens. There wasn't too much long distance running to start off. Did you find that was hindering you a little bit, seeing as though the fixed were able to push a bit harder to start with?
Yeah, so I was thinking that at the end because Kyle stuck around on some very old tyres. So
yeah, he pitted on lap 51.
Yeah, fixed setup's probably not as aggressive as the open setup, so it's better for your tyres. So it's not a bad option for the longer runs. Yeah.
Yeah, and Scotty Rankin was saying that with the fixed setup as well, it was very strong on entry and exit. They could get some really good turn in and some really, really good drive out.
Yeah, and the consistency over a stint probably be better with the fixed setup than the open setup.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at Kyle. He was still running some very competitive lap times right there towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done for tonight, mate. Do you want to give us a shout out to who's bringing you back each week? And
so I'll shout out for Matt on his race control. He persisted through all the issues he was having with the server. I'm glad he put up that second server and gave me an opportunity to race up front. And yeah, Sharp EIT Solutions, they just had a brand rename. Brashy's Swimmer, and shout out to the Kingsman team as well, who's joined on. So they're friends of our team, and it's good to see Samuel Harris there get pole all the way from Pennsylvania.
Oh, was he racing from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, he's a Kingsman, I think, gun in the ovals.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, you didn't let us know about that, Rob.
I didn't know, mate. It's news to me.
Didn't know either. Oh, there you go. Oh,
yeah, I just looked at the entries. Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Well done him.
Yeah, so
well
good
done
on
him. Well done. Yeah, absolutely. And well done tonight, Julian. Great drive, mate. And I look forward to watching the race next week too.
All right. Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Rob. And Tyler.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good one. And
Thank you very much.
Well, I'll be chatting to you through the week, mate. So go out and enjoy it.
All right. Thanks, mate.
Cheers. See you, Jules.
All right, boys. What a night. It was a good race.
It was thoroughly enjoyable. Enjoyable.
It looks
and very informative for me too.
It looks like we do have a race review. So what we might do, we might throw to an intermission, bounce on down there, set up for the race review, and get that done and out of the way. And then we'll come back here and we'll close out the show. And who knows? We might even let Mr. Gowans have the final say of the night.
No, please don't. Please don't. My jaw's getting a bit sore. I don't think I've talked this much in years.
Right, well, folks, don't go away at home. We will be right back with the race review and then we'll close out the show. So don't go away. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the review. Didn't take long. Next voice you'll hear Matty Keane as he directs us through what's going on. So, Matty, take it away, bud.
You think I know what's going on?
No.
All right, guys. Welcome to round 2 of NasTrucks for CFR here at New Hampshire. Guys, those in review, thank you for sticking around. I know it's been a late night with the issues, but I am elated that you did actually stick around. If you guys could watch Chris Bleakley's screen just for this first one, this was in the first server before the red flag due to lighting came into play. We have an incident involving car 19 on lap 3, turn 1. Chris will show you the far chase view of each car and the cockpit, and then you guys will have the floor. If you are involved in either team, which I'm not sure what team it is, I think it's the Sharp.
That's Sharp EIT, mate. Yep.
That's
EIT.
it. Yep.
It's Julian and Bevan and that, but Julian's only on here, so.
So if you guys can mute and the 19 guys can mute, and we can go ahead. Go for it, Chris.
Oh, no. That was actually the other guys behind.
Yeah, mute that mic bit. I don't want to hear my voice.
That was actually the 237 in the rear, so it was Jared Gilbert.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not the Sharp EIT, so Julian, you're fine, bud.
We can have cockpit view of each one, please, Chris. Starting with the car behind. And your cockpit, please. There's a lot of lucky people with the server reset.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you guys have the floor.
Can we see like a chopper view or something?
Yeah, can we have a bird's eye view there, please, Chris?
He just came way hot, 237. Just got Chris in the rear.
Okay,
That's not even way hot. It's only just hot.
Turn two, guys.
just hot, but you have to avoid the car in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm blame on 237.
Yep.
Still slow in turn 2.
It's just a bog standard lap, first few laps incident. This track. Yeah, all from the training car. What was Matt? Can I get the definitions of the 2 different penalty types, please? There's one for one for driving error and one for not.
Error's more like.
Is that out yet, or is that?
Yeah, no,
coming?
that's out. No, that's out. It's in the. Trying to find it.
Is there a driver promoted at fault? Yes, we've already handed that.
Yeah, so again, so you got driving infringement and driver act that creates contact between 2 or more cars racing for a position. A driving infringement is an action taken in the pursuit of improving or defending track position race result. A driving infringement should be subject to penalty. Driving error, a driving act that results in an unexpected loss of speed by a single car. A driving error is an action by a driver that creates instability in their own car that reduces a normal racing speed for a particular part of the track. Following drivers may not be able to react to the instability and are subsequently involved in an incident due to the close proximity of cars. An unintentional driving error is not normally subject to penalty, and follow-on contacts are considered racing incidents.
It's the first one, driving
two, guys.
Yeah.
I will try this again. Discord has decided to kick me. But anyway, my screen is up, guys. All right, next one we have car 25.
Oh, hold up.
Car.
Hold up. I need your stream. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Discord just doesn't want to.
No, Discord's having a spaz attack at the moment.
It's had
Discord
issues
playing
today.
up. Yeah, it's broken on me twice now as well. So mine went at the same time as Maddie's.
Yeah,
I'm
it kicked
glad
me
it-
just before too.
I'm glad it's not just me then. All right, we ready, Rob?
No, I cannot get your stream to run, dude.
That's not. Your screen's not running, Betty.
My
It's-
screen's not running.
No, it's not running.
No, Discord's just not happy today.
What about now?
Nope.
No.
Okay, penalties for everybody. Let's go home. Does anybody else have the second race up?
Do you want me to load it up, Matty? I can do it again if you want.
I've still got it running
Oh,
in the
well,
background. Oh, no, there it goes. There it goes. It's up. It's up. It's just popped in. There you go.
Hello, Discord! Welcome to the party! Okay, let's do this goddamn quick before it dies again. Okay, so we got car 25 and car 40, exit of turn 4, lap 54. All right, SLM and Sharp, please mute. Everyone else, you guys have bar chase of 25. Bar chase of 40.
Yeah. Bevan just runs him out of road.
Yeah.
So I am hearing racing room. It was not given. Is there anyone with a differing opinion here?
I think it was only impacting Bevan anyway, wasn't it?
Well, it depends if other cars get involved in it, then
It's sort of self-penalising, that one.
yes, but if another car hits him, it's potentially their race over, which is...
Yeah, and he does get tagged by fucking everyone. So
And because he didn't hold his brake.
yeah, which Glenn reported as well.
Yeah.
But did he? Because those wheels look pretty locked to me.
Yeah,
I don't know where the speed difference is where it's looking at though. Oh, I know they were rolling.
Now, just so we know, there is no rule for having to hold your brakes.
I thought there was.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, there's not.
Not a directive rule, no.
It's not a
an
directive
unwritten
rule due to the fact that whether you're holding your brakes or not, it's whether you're impacting the incident or not. It has nothing to do with if you're holding your brakes, you can still impact an incident regardless. But this is actually two reports, guys.
So is there actually a difference between racing room penalty and contact causing disadvantage?
Give me 30 seconds to recheck that. I believe they're both the same penalty. I'm not going to quote
But I
myself
think
on it.
contact causing disadvantage is where he takes out a car that then gets their race ruined. He hasn't actually done that. He's ruined his own race.
No, but all I'm saying is if racing, I don't know, if racing room was like say half the penalty that disadvantage was, I tend to go on disadvantage because he's taken out 2 or 3 other cars.
But
can
we watch that through? Because I think the only one that really got impacted was Darren, and it was a tap on the rear
Darren
quarter.
and Glenn, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty heavy hit. Well, that's not blown engine as it would have been. So, new damage model working.
If they're both the same.
Hang on. If MX Raps is, then why is MX Raps talking?
Well, the first incident.
Well, the original incident wasn't, but yes, they are all involved now with the secondary one. But the points differences are the same, guys. That's a 10-point penalty regardless
You can
of
only,
which.
you can only go one penalty anyway.
Again, a good opportunity for definition. Do we consider this on the first, or do we consider this on the second? Because the second is subsequent fallout of an incident.
That's right. So
theoretically, it's running out of racing room there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why.
But
I think it's just one penalty.
Okay, go back about 3 or 4
Self-penalising,
frames. Go back about 3 or 4 frames here.
It doesn't matter if it's self-penalizing. Are you going to allow someone to do that? Like, he's running him out of racing room. The rule's there for a reason.
At that point in time, so when they made contact, the 25 is actually down off the wall. And then they've dragged each other up and into the wall and turned. So theoretically, that's always going to happen from the 40s perspective. But the first time I saw it, I wasn't 100% happy with... Could the 25 have been closer? Yeah.
But he's running out of room, Scott. Simple. And you can't credit.
Yeah, but the 20, you know what I'm saying though. The 25 is like half a lane down off the wall when they initially make contact, which unloads. Go back slightly further, Matt. Go frame by frame here, please. Actually, stop and go frame by frame. Because if you have a look here, the trajectory is away from the wall, and they're unloaded there. They're connected there.
I think it's still pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
Contact causing it on the 40.
Out of the two, the 40 is more at fault.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Out of the two, but yeah.
There you go. So
Okay, so yeah, we are looking for predominant at fault, guys. So whether you want to call it racing room or contact causing disadvantage,
the second one.
Just racing room.
Okay.
Yeah, racing room.
And the penalty shouldn't follow for the second part. It's just one part.
It's one.
Pretty much.
It's 100%. It's one.
it's a bit of the nature of the beast when you're between two concrete walls. The cars are going to be caught up in disaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, because Chris has been speaking, but yeah, unless there's a rule about not holding brakes and he didn't hold his brakes, then I think you can only really penalise once. You can't be in control of who else hits you in an accident.
We have Ryan Huckle, car 50 and car 8 on lap 19. Where's Pete when you need him? He's meant to read this crap out.
Yeah. We caught that one on the broadcast actually live.
Double checking 08's open. No fix. 08's fixed as well because that's below.
No fix. I think.
Yeah.
No fix.
Doesn't. That.
Oh,
doesn't
I'm just looking for. No. Yeah, but the speed
Okay,
difference in the mid corner. I was just looking at whether or not he just misjudged it.
Yeah, but that doesn't turn it. The simple fact
myself
is.
as well because I race with the Kingsman guys sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did say that in the broadcast. Oh.
Slide him harder, Ryan. That's all I'd say. Come up the lane, block him off. Shutting down his momentum.
Oh. That's.
Ryan's just, you gotta be cutthroat. You've got to be cutthroat with. I think this is something we were talking to Doug about the other night with the IRO ones, as well as how cutthroat you got to be. Because Doug was sitting here going, "Oh." We're like, no, Doug, that's racing. That's what this is.
Yeah, if it's nothing, I'm happy to move on. If it's nothing, I'm happy. I was just querying.
You guys have the floor.
It's contact causing disadvantage.
That's
100%. Yeah.
Okay, I'm hearing contact causing disadvantage on car 08. Is there anyone opposed? No. Okay.
Further next time, Ryan. Let the
We
break
have one to go. Give me 2 seconds. All right, we have a second race, car 19. 19, guys, please mute. Lap 24. Oh. I clicked it 4 times.
That's 25, mate.
This is for turn 4.
Oh,
Far chase, car 86.
How do they both not spin? Just quietly, how do they both not rotate there?
because of the bump and the way the car's suspension is loaded over the bump. It's the other reason Chris's front right's unloaded right there.
And cockpit of car 19. Right, you guys at the floor. Is there anything else you want to see?
I'm just reading up one more replay of the cockpit of the 86 car.
You
Go
just
to the start finish line. At the start finish line, how far off the wall is he? Go a lap prior and see how far off the wall he's running. So he's capable of running closer up to the wall with a second
That's
car.
got nothing to do, Scott.
That's no,
You
that's,
don't have-
that's
you
got
don't have
nothing to
to.
do with it. No, the contact's
Don't,
here. in
don't
the corner,
complicate
that's-
stuff, Scott. Simple.
Yeah, it's
I think it's a racing incident.
Yeah.
Yeah, just two different lines. Blundell had a straight exit, and Bleakley just
Sorry.
was bossing up a bit on the exit. Just unfortunate.
it's just 2 to 1 doesn't go. That's all that is.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any there was racing room left or that kind of stuff. It's just 2 cars and the one piece of asphalt just don't mix.
Right, so I'm hearing
Racing
there is no
incident,
prominent fault.
federation.
It is a racing incident. Is there anyone with an opposing opinion to that? No. Okay.
I don't think
personally
it
got
was
higher.
Brian.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't see any other decision as being viable. Like personal preferences, I want him higher, but is what it is.
Okay, guys, that concludes the race review for round 2, New Hampshire.
Thank you, boys. Enjoy.
Thanks.
All right. Well, Tyler, what a night's racing and an interesting review. A couple of little bumps and grinds, but nothing that we haven't seen before. And again, something you're not going to not see in trucks around a concrete jungle. So, interesting race tonight.
Absolutely. Do have flag, and they put her through spanner in the works for some of the drivers out there. Obviously gave a couple of drivers a redemption, and no, it was good to see that. No, it was just good racing overall. I know it was a couple, a little bit too many safety cars for my liking, but when it was green flag, it was good to see the boys come from the field, to the front and try and take the win.
Yeah, no, exactly right. It was would have been good to see a little bit more green running, but that's racing. Sometimes it doesn't quite go that way. But again, it's only round 2. We've got another 8 rounds still to go. I think it's going to be a fantastic season. These boys are putting on a cracker show, and we're starting to see that the fixed trucks are just starting to bring it to the open boys a little bit now. So it's really good. But, mate, we might wind it up. So, again, it's a pleasure once again having you in the box on a Monday night coming to commentate this stuff with us. Also, thank you to Dougie Gowans and Jason Holdsworth. Absolute pleasure to have those gentlemen in the com box. Tyler, what's next for you, mate? What do you got on this week? You're on...
This week, well, we'll go through the list. So tomorrow we've got the IMSA on a Tuesday night at Vanderbilt. So unfortunately I'm missing out on that one, but it should be a good race there. But the next up, I'm definitely going to be in the car for the GR86s at Okayama. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Trying to get a bit of redemption after a poor week last week. And lastly, not least, definitely the Formula Forge as well. Trying to get a little bit more luck in as well. But yeah, it would be interesting to see what happened at Laguna. I'd never raced open wheel there, so I reckon it'd be very interesting.
Yeah, it should be very interesting. And yeah, we got a full pack schedule this week. Again, don't forget we still have a couple of spots open in the commentary box for Tuesday and Saturday nights. If you are keen to come in and have a bit of a yarn like we had with Dougie Gowans and Jace Holdsworth tonight, please feel free to join the Discord. Come and hit us up. We're more than happy to bring you in and bring you into the com box and have a chat throughout the races. But yeah, that is going to do us from tonight. Thank you so much, Tyler. It is always a pleasure, mate. And thank you to everybody out there on the YouTube and the Kickland for tuning in, watching what was a superb race tonight. And I look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow night for our IMSA series. Tyler, have a good week, mate, and we'll see you back here next Monday.
Yeah, hopefully, and enjoy your week as well.
Yeah, we'll do. All right, everybody, thank you so much, and good night, and be well. We'll see you soon.